Whoops. Let me turn off the sound. We're live. Let's go. Had the TV on. Can't do that. We are going to be live. Jaguars and Chargers. This should be a good one, folks. Hopefully. Got to have a little bit of food. Got to get ready to rock and roll for Jaguars and Chargers. I'm just seeing my reaction now. This game is kicking off in about 5 minutes time. Jaguars and the Chargers going to be going at it. You have a battle of some really good young quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. This should be a fun one. Defenses that are playing pretty well. Smoke82, thank you very much. Daniel Berry, great to have you here. Guys, don't be afraid to hit that like button. Let's go Jags, says Thomas Forbes. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see the Jaguars. I mean, the Jaguars, the last 2 years, they had the number 1 overall pick. And now they're in the playoffs, hosting a playoff game. Crazy. Ashton says, call me stupid, but does Brock Purdy end up a possible starter next year, says Ashton. I kind of don't think, I mean, I don't think you're crazy about that, but I mean, I just don't know. It's hard to tell, because I think that, look, the Niners will of course want to, I think they want to give Trey Lance like all the opportunities, and that's the thing. Like, so we're seeing Brock Purdy and he's playing very, very well. But we haven't really seen Trey Lance in terms of, like, we just haven't seen him play that much. So for all we know, Trey Lance is even better than Brock Purdy. And by all accounts, Trey Lance was like looking really good when it came to like training camp and everything like that. So look, if you win a Super Bowl, of course, with Brock Purdy, then holy moly, that of course that can change things. But I don't know if they would just kind of go away from Trey Lance just yet. That would be my guess. Yeah, we'll mix up the lighting here a little bit. But we're looking forward to this game. And this is great to watch a football game, a playoff game that really there's just no pressure, no stress. It's an AFC game. Jaguars, Chargers should be a good one. I think there's going to be a lot of offense in this one. But yeah, Ashton, it's a very interesting conversation that, look, of course, the 49ers are going to have. So do you keep Purdy or Jimmy? You keep Purdy for sure. It's 100% Brock Purdy. Jimmy's a free agent. And I think, kind of like rightfully so, that he's going to want some pretty like decent money, and we're not going to pay Jimmy G that. So it's just one of those things where I think, we're going to move on and we'll do our own thing. We'll kind of be like, hey, we'll go our own way. And I think that Jimmy's going to go somewhere, and probably maybe somewhere like the Jets, I think would be a good situation for Jimmy Garoppolo, where he could maybe mentor a guy like Zach Wilson a little bit. He can play, he can win you some games. He's not going to be back with the Niners. There's no way. The only way that I could envision Jimmy Garoppolo being back with the Niners is if, and of course, hoping that this absolutely no way happens, but if like the Niners were to like suffer some kind of injury in like the off season, whether it was Lance or Purdy, and then they're like, oh, we need a quarterback, and then you go and get Jimmy. But I think he's going to sign somewhere else, and I think of course I'm going to wish Garoppolo the best of luck with whatever he's going to do. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here. This is going to be a nice game to watch. You have a couple of like really good quarterbacks going up against each other. You look at Trevor Lawrence, you look at Justin Herbert. Both defenses are pretty solid, but I think that these are coaches. We know the Chargers, they are more than happy to go for it on fourth down. Jaguars, Doug Pederson, of course, we all know he's prone to coming up with some funky trick plays. Rich Idea says, who do I have for this game? I think the Chargers will win the game, But I think I'm going to root for the Jaguars. The Jaguars, if you're a Jaguars fan, your team has been awful the last 2 years. You've had the number 1 overall pick back-to-back years, and now you're in the playoffs. Jamal Agnew with the return. Jaguars start off with the ball. Kick was away, and they're up to about their own 25-yard line. Trevor Lawrence leading out this Jaguars offense. And look, I think the Jaguars, and in some ways, got rightfully criticized for some of the moves that they made in the offseason. Of course, you pay Christian Kirk a crazy amount of money. You bring in Evan Ingram, but those guys are playing really good football right now. So as much as you can criticize them, they've gone from the number 1 overall pick to hosting a playoff game. 1st and 10, Lawrence in shotgun, hands it off to ETN up the middle. ETN's going to fight, get about 3 yards on 1st down. Trevor Lawrence, the number 1 overall pick. DJ Gene, how we doing? Welcome back. Great to see you. Thank you for coming back, guys. And here we go. I think it's one of those things now where, of course, the big thing with the 49ers is who we're going to play in the next round. But for this game, 2nd and 6, Jacksonville. Lawrence in shotgun, fakes the handoff to ETN, throws it, intercepted! Joey Bosa tips it up, and it's intercepted by the Chargers, number 49. And they're already going to have the ball inside the 20-yard line. That's Drew Tranquil comes up, and it was deflected by Joey Bosa. And already there's a big turnover in this game. Lawrence fakes the handoff to ETN. It was actually deflected even before that. It took 2 deflections, and the ball just hops right into the hands of Tranquil. 2 Charger D linemen deflected it, and bam, already 1st and 10 Chargers. Trevor Lawrence not happy, of course, and holy moly, already a huge play here. 1st and 10 Chargers at the Jacksonville 18-yard line. Herbert in shotgun looking. Herbert throws it over. It's going to be caught there. Is that Donald Parham, I think? Wow, what a huge play. Miguel Benitez, let's go Jaguars. Smoking it to the other Bosa. There was actually 2 Chargers who deflected it. I couldn't spot who the first guy was, but he kind of deflected it, and then Joey Bosa deflects it and then intercepted. 2nd and 5 for the Chargers at the Jacksonville 13. Herbert behind center. Pitch it out to Eckler. Eckler's going to cut back inside, 1st down. Eckler, I think it's a touchdown already. Touchdown Chargers. Holy moly. And just like that, Chargers strike first. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Christian, always a pleasure to have you here, man. Just like that, 2nd offensive play of the game for Jacksonville, and the ball gets deflected, interception. It just takes the Chargers 2 plays to go 18 yards, and they are in for the touchdown. And wow, this Jaguars crowd is stunned. Holy moly. Yikes. Here comes the extra point attempt for the Chargers. Snap is away. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it's already 7-0. Chargers over the Jaguars. And definitely not how the Jaguars envisioned this game going. Yikes. First throw of his playoff career. Trevor Lawrence gets intercepted. There we go. 49ers, I like that. There you go. Unbelievable. What a start. What a start here for the LA Chargers. 13 teams left, and Seattle is not one of them. Give it up for Shifty. Shifty's quick with the commentary, where some other chats are more interested in drumming up money and drinking. Yes, I know. There's definitely some channels that do that, but I'm not. I of course I always greatly appreciate any support, but I'm not gonna say, hey, donate this and I'll do this. I don't know. That's just not me. But wow, what a start here for the Chargers, man. Interception, touchdown, and that's as good as a start that you can get. You can't get any better. You get a turnover, you score a touchdown. And the Chargers, of course, will get the ball to start the second half. So just like that, Chargers in trouble. And, yeah. Whew. We're up to 2115 subscribers. So thank you to the latest subscriber, by the way. I just watched the mock draft, and Ashton likes the Trey Dean pick. I think, and the big thing is, and I think that Trey Dean is someone who he hasn't really had. You're a Gator fan. The Gators. It's sometimes I'll have people like, oh well, he's not going to go there, and he'll get drafted earlier. And maybe we're so early in the draft process that sometimes like there are a few players that I like already really like. There's a few players that I'm already kind of like on liking in the draft, but I think it's when people say he's not going to be here, I'm like, there's hundreds of examples where players fall. You keep us informed on the game. I'll do the drinking, says DJ Gene. Yeah. I'm not going to be like, it's just not me. And look, if people want to do that where they're like, hey, donate $10 and I'll do a shot, that's fine. And I know that there's a lot of people who actually really enjoy that. And so I'm like, hey, that's cool. It's just for me, I'm like, oh, no, not really going to do that. But man, what a start here for the Chargers. And this is going to be a big test here. You have a really young quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. How does he respond now after the miscue? The Chargers I think the Jaguars are shell shocked. They're just like, oh, we thought maybe, the offense, even if you don't score, it's like, oh, we'll kind of go out there. Maybe we have to punt it after like running a number of plays. But it was Joseph Day. Yeah. Joseph Day, who was actually signed from the Rams, I believe, in this offseason. He initially deflects it, then Joey Bosa deflects it, and then it gets interception. Great job by Tranquil to come up with it because the reflexes to do that. And then Austin Eckler runs it in for a touchdown, Chargers. So let's see now, can the Jaguars respond? And I really hope this is a shootout. I hope it's like 41-38 or something like that. That would be so much fun. So it's 1st and 10 Jaguars. After the kickoff, it was a touchback. Lawrence in shotgun, Jermichael Hasty to his right. Fakes the handoff to Hasty. Lawrence going to throw it. Wow, what a throw. Great catch there. I think is that Evan Ingram? Or was that Zay Jones? Yeah, the Jaguars have a couple of former 49ers. It was Evan Ingram, Jermichael Hasty, and Arden Key. And CJ Beathard is the backup quarterback. So there we go. Oh, Christian. You keep us informed of the game. I'll do hey, go for it, man. Yeah, I want to do a number of games, 2 games tomorrow as well. So on 1st and 10, they hand the ball off to Etienne. Gets about 4 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 6 coming up. Jaguars is going to have 2nd and 6 at their own 45-yard line. Yeah, it was Sebastian Joseph Day who initially got the deflection, then Joey Bosa, and then Drew Tranquil with the interception. So how can the Jaguars, can they respond? They need to have a big drive here, get some confidence. They're a young team, a lot of young players. Snap is away. Lawrence fakes the handoff, gets it to Ingram. Ingram's going to have just enough for a first down for the Jaguars. Khalil Mack on the tackle, but Evan Ingram's able to fall forward. And Evan Ingram's been able to stay healthy, but he's also just really carved. Oh, I got to update the ticker, actually. But Evan Ingram's really been able to carve out a nice role for himself in this offense with the Jaguars. So 1st and 10, Jacksonville. Lawrence is going to throw it incomplete. Christian Kirk in the area, but nothing doing. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Jaguars. There's 11:44 left in the first quarter. If you're just hopping in here now, the second play, offensive play of the game for the Jaguars, interception. 2 plays later on offense, the Chargers score a touchdown. And now the Jaguars have their second drive of the game going right now. 2nd and 10 from the Chargers, 48-yard line. Lawrence in shotgun back to his left. Etienne now moves to Lawrence's right. Snap is away. Handed off to Etienne. Going to cut out to the left. Got some room to run. Got a first down yardage for Jacksonville. First down. Travis Etienne Jr. picks up about 11 yards on the play. So they are moving the ball right now. Jacksonville looking to respond immediately. Here we frickin' go. Let's make it happen. Yo, let's go. It's 1st and 10 now for the Jaguars. ETN already 20 yards rushing. Jags are comeback artists, says DJ Jean, and they have plenty of time. So, I mean, we're just at the beginning of this game. Lawrence behind center. Single back. Lawrence fakes the handoff under pressure from Khalil Mack. Throws it incomplete. I think that was that Zay Jones down the field? Incomplete. Eric Wallace, evening shifty in chat before I begin. Congratulations to you on getting the job done today. Yeah. And look, Eric, I think I know it's easy for me to say this right now, but if you're a Seattle fan, obviously look, great game. And the first half, you guys were beating us, at the end of the first half. But I think the Seahawks have a really bright future ahead of themselves, considering the draft capital that they have. They had a great draft class this year, and if they can do it again, then Seattle's going to be trouble moving forward big time. Lawrence over the middle, looking for Kirk, and that's just a damn good play by the Charger DB. Just swats it down. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Jaguars. We're moving. Khalil Mack is causing issues already. Gets a little bit, himself and Bosa get a little bit of a hit on Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, like the stream, guys, if you can. It really helps out. Here we go. 3rd and 10 coming up for Jacksonville at the Chargers 36. Lawrence and shotgun over the middle. Gets it to Zay Jones, but only going to get about 3 yards. So we're going to have a field goal attempt coming right up. We're at 14 likes. Thank you so much for all the likes. Let's see if we can get to 20 likes. Eric says, we definitely have a lot more picks coming. I missed most of the good moments today. Seattle had a number of them. They had a really long, good touchdown drive in the second quarter, near the beginning of the second quarter. Then they had the big pass from Geno Smith to DK Metcalf. And right before halftime, they scored some points. And then in the second half, the Niners just were able to do their thing. Calvin Jackson, what's up, Shifty? Fan for life. Here you go with hitting that like. Thank you so much, Calvin. Intercepted again! Another interception by the Chargers. The Jaguars went for it on 4th down, and that's going to be the 2nd interception of the game. And what is going on here? Why would you go for it on 4th and 7? Why not just kick the field goal? Clearly, they have no confidence in their kicker. Jaguars looking for a flag on the play. And yikes. 2nd interception of the game here for Trevor Lawrence. Uh-oh. And now they're going to start pressing. I just don't know why would the Jaguars do that? Why would they go for it there? Reggae Shark, how we doing, bud? Great to have you back, man. And already Trevor Lawrence, 2 interceptions in this game. Crazy. Getting a good QB is less than half the battle. You get a good QB-RB combo and defensive line. And then Jana Bowman says she can go for I'm going to go for the Chargers to win, says Jana. So there we go. I'm kind of rooting for the Jaguars in this one. But I mean, the Chargers so far, the defense is making plays and they're making it happen. So holy moly. What huge plays though for the Charger defense. Jags may be overconfident. Geezer, how we doing, buddy? Great to have you here, man. Great to see you. I'm sure, Geezer, you're probably kind of happy with this, considering what the Jaguars did to the Titans. You're like, hey, hopefully the Chargers just beat them down. But so far, 2 interceptions now for Trevor Lawrence. Chargers get the ball deep in their own territory, but 4th and 7 from the Charger 33. Like, I don't know about going for that. I don't see a choice to pick out. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter to me who wins, but I guess I was kind of maybe going for kind of the Jaguars just because it's, back-to-back years, they had the number one overall pick, and their team was, in the last 2 years combined, their team was 29, they said, in 2020 and 2021. It's like, that's a lot of losses. Please win, Chargers, says Geezer. Yeah, I expected that. Doug Pederson, of course, is not happy that there was a little bit of contact with the receiver before the Charger defender intercepted it. And Asante Samuel Jr., of course, son of Asante Samuel, who played with the Eagles, played with the Patriots, I'm trying to think who Asante Samuel started out with. I can't remember, but yeah. The Jaguars, just because of Joey Bosa. I like the Jags. Always good to see the underdog punch up. Yeah. I mean, I'd be down to see Jaguars win, but basically whoever wins, well, actually it's going to depend on what, of course, the other AFC games, but yeah, we'll have to see how this all works out. 2nd and 7 for the Chargers at their own 42. Herbert and shotgun's going to sling it over. Nice throw right there. First down, Chargers up to the Jaguars 36-yard line. And Gerald Everett with a huge play. Huge play, Gerald Everett. Just Herbert does a little sidearm sling it to Everett right around the hands of Josh Allen, of course, the Jaguars DB. Big yards picked up there by Gerald Everett, and they are on the move again up to the Jaguars 36-yard line. I like Jags more, but I feel like Chargers have a better chance against KC. Oh, that's a good point, Christian. Yeah, because of course division games and the Chargers maybe next week too. If the Chargers win, that maybe Mike Williams will be back and give Kansas City a good game. Herbert looking for it all. It's going to be caught, but out of bounds. And that's Joshua Palmer, the receiver. Did a great job to get his hands on it and catch it, but just couldn't get his feet in bounds. The throw was just a little bit high. Defense needs to end it. Yeah, there we go. Man, what a huge turn of events here so far for the... And the Chargers are just all over it now. Chargers are just kicking ass here. 2nd and 10. Herbert behind center at the Jaguar 36. Single back. Snap is away. They do hand it off to Eckler. Eckler's going to get no gain, maybe half a yard on 2nd and 10. So we're going to have 3rd and long coming up for the Chargers. Are you going to watch the Cowboys game tomorrow? I think the Cowboys and Buccaneers play on Monday. I think that game is on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Snap is away. They're going, hurry up here. 3rd and 10. Herbert looking, steps into the pocket. Going to be caught. And that's going to be DeAndre Carter. First down, Chargers up to the 20-yard line. I think they play on Monday. I don't really, whichever team. I mean, it doesn't really matter. If it's the Buccaneers or the Cowboys, We'll have to wait and see. I'm not going for anyone in that game for sure, but whether we take on the Cowboys or the Buccaneers, I feel like, pretty good about our chances. So, but I will be watching that game for sure. 1st and 10 Chargers up to the 21-yard line. They hand the ball off. Going to be a pickup of about maybe 5 yards on 1st down. And that's Joshua Kelly, I believe. They hand the ball off, and it's this start of the game has gone not great for the Jaguars. Better eat your Wheaties against Kansas City. DJ Jean, you said it best, man. You got to bring your A game when you're playing against Kansas City. That is for sure. No question about that. 2nd and 5 right now for the Chargers. Herbert and shotgun. Eckler to his left. Herbert looking, throwing it over. Ooh, threw it behind Joshua Kelly. Ball kind of flipped up, incomplete, but dangerous pass. He threw it way behind Josh Kelly. Joe Lombardi is the Chargers offensive coordinator. Of course, Lombardi is one of the biggest names when we look at football lore and football history. So, 27 people in here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out here for this game. Feel free to, if you like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're 7 minutes left in the first quarter. 3rd and 5 for the Chargers. Jaguars need a stop. Herbert's got time, slings it, first down to Keenan Allen. First down, Chargers. Stop, Jags. Shifty has a photographic memory. I think I have a decent memory. Could be better, but could be worse too. Crazy guy, yeah. Stop, Jag. El Paso. Right by the border. First and goal from exactly the 10-yard line. Herbert in shotgun. Eckler to his left. 3 receivers up top. 1 down low. Snap is away. They fake the handoff to Eckler. Quick throw to Keenan Allen. Jaguars got to make a tackle. They do, but not before he gets about 6-7 yards on the play. Interesting start to this game, says Robert. Yeah, man, this is all Chargers. All Chargers. Yeah, I don't like that decision on 4th and 7 from the Charger 33. Number one, you basically are telling your kicker you have no confidence in him. 4th and 7, not the easiest thing to pick up. And then, of course, it ended up being an interception. So it's like instead of possibly 7-3, now your quarterback has no confidence and your kicker has no confidence and you're kind of screwed. 2nd and goal. Snap is away for Herbert. Quick pass. Ooh, the ball got deflected looking for Keenan Allen. And that's the thing where if you're a defensive lineman, you have to be, especially down here, because teams and offenses love that very quick pass. So you have to recognize the fact that they might just throw it real quick, get your hands up. It actually hit the helmet of Arden Key, the former 49er, hit his helmet, ball flipped up. But you have to very quickly, if you can't get to the quarterback in situations like this, get your hand up. Arden Key on the field now for the Jaguars. Herbert in shotgun. Eckler to his right. Snap is away. Herbert's looking. Scans the field. Throws it at the feet of DeAndre Carter. It's incomplete. And it's going to be 4th and goal. Herbert's running to the sideline. So it looks like the Chargers are going to be settling for 3 here. Yeah, very interesting start to this game. Not what I expected. Love it. Still just the first. Oh, yeah. I mean, geez, there's like this game has barely gotten even underway. And that's the big thing. Look, if you can take a positive out of the first 10 minutes of the game, kick is up and good. So Chargers do take the 10-0 lead. There's 10 minutes gone. And it's 9.5 minutes gone in this game. There's 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. If you're the Jaguars, here's like the one positive you can take. Basically, this start couldn't have gone basically any worse for you. You still have 50 minutes of game time, and it's only a 10-point game. Things El Paso is famous for: Chico's Tacos, or El Paso Zoo, El Paso County Coliseum, Sun Bowl, El Paso Chihuahuas. Yeah, that's the, is that the AA team or AAA team? The San Jacinto Plaza and the Alligators. Turkey's done. I'm going to get some. There you go. Do it up. Get that turkey, man. So looking ahead to tomorrow as well, I'm going to be doing 2 games tomorrow, and I'm kind of leaning, I'm for sure doing Giants and Minnesota, but I'm kind of debating between Miami, Buffalo, or Baltimore, Cincinnati. Not too sure. Not too sure which other game to do tomorrow, but definitely, geez, this screen, I have to change the lighting because it's, holy moly. Let's get a little bit more. There we go. Set the mood a little bit. Chicos. Yeah, we got Jay Nanya Biz in here. No, the Chihuahuas are a MILB team. Oh, I thought they were like a AA or AAA. Who do I want to win this game? I was kind of rooting for, I think in this game, maybe like the Jaguars, but there's a very good point that was made by Christian earlier. And he said that, for me, in specifically this game, I'm maybe rooting for the Jaguars, but I think the Chargers would actually have a better chance of knocking off the Chiefs next week. So Yeah, I think if the Chargers win, I think they would have a better shot at that. So I can definitely understand that logic, and I might have to agree with that. So maybe I'm going for the Chargers. We'll have to see, because I just don't like Kansas City. I don't want Kansas City to make the Super Bowl. You know, of course, 100%. I hope and want it to be the Niners in the Super Bowl, but I'd rather. I just don't like Kansas City. I'm just sick of them. They are really, really good, but I just don't want to see Kansas City. Now, story time from the crazy guy. The sad, untold story of the El Paso Alligators. Let's hear it, bud. So the kick is away, and it's going to be a touchback. So the Jaguars are now going to have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 25. Doing a little comparison right here between Trevor Lawrence and Herbert. Herbert definitely has had a lot more yards, 600 more yards this year, but good for Trevor Lawrence. Really did a great job leading the Jaguars. The last 8 or so weeks of the season, Lawrence playing really good football. So, but he struggled to start. 2 interceptions already. It's 1st and 10 Jacksonville. Lawrence in shotgun. They hand it off to Etienne. Etienne's bouncing around and only gets about a yard on 1st down. Nice tackle there by the Chargers after only a pickup of 1 for Travis Etienne. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out here, by the way, on this super wild card Saturday night. We have 34 people in here, guys. If you could hit the like button, really helps out. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of people in here. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Jaguars. Lawrence and shotgun. Etienne to his left. Snap is away. Lawrence throwing it, looking for Zay Jones, incomplete. And this Charger defense, Asante Samuel Jr. there on the coverage, and the safety was right there too. And this Charger defense is really now playing with a lot of confidence, and as they should. I mean, already 2 interceptions on the game, and we're only 10 minutes in. So if you're a Charger fan, you got to be feeling pretty good about your defense right now. This is a big 3rd down here, because if you're Jacksonville, you never want to go 3 and out, but not now. Lawrence and shotgun, Etienne to his left, 3 receivers up top, 1 down low, fakes the handoff. Lawrence going to look to dump it off, and he has to just basically, it's a throwaway. Etienne is in the area, but it's going to be incomplete. So it's 4th and 9 coming up, and Jacksonville, no flags on the play. Jacksonville are going to have to punt the ball. The Chargers are a scary team because, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa coming off the edge, that is scary. When the Niners played the Chargers earlier this year, that game was very close. And also, there was no Joey Bosa in that game. So this Charger, from what I've seen from the Chargers this year, is they can be a contending team. Ooh, the kicker for the Jaguars took a bit of a shot there. Not a great punt at all. And the Chargers are going to have excellent field position at their own 43. This game is just kind of going a bit from bad to worse, but the no flag on that because it was actually a Jaguar player who ended up getting pushed into the punter. So Chapter 1, in 1887, the San Jacinto Plaza completed construction. In 1888, Sam Ecker becomes the parks commissioner. 1889, Sam's friend would send alligators to be put in the plaza pool. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, because there's like no water really anywhere near Texas, right? Or near El Paso. Yeah, geez. Interesting. And then they just made that their home. But yeah, what a funky start to this game for the Jaguars. Close to like worst case scenario, really, if you're Jacksonville. You need your defense to make a play now. Chargers defense has already made plays. If you're Jacksonville, you got to force a 3 and out, turn the ball over, something, because you got to just give your team something to root for here. The first 3 drives of the Jaguars, interception, 3 and out, which is just, not great. Not great. So we'll see what the Chargers, they're obviously feeling great. Chargers are feeling really good about themselves. They're going to be like happy to do whatever. Offense is looking pretty good for the Chargers, and their defense is getting a lot of rest. So, yikes, yikes, yikes. Not a great start. Not a great start right here. I love to see on Twitter all the Niner fans. I love to see the all the support and all the Niner fans just stoked on life, and that's great, man. Niners with obviously a huge win today, 41-23 over division rival Seattle. Niners move on to the divisional round, and the Niners will host a playoff game, another playoff game at Levi Stadium. Probably next Sunday, I would imagine. My drunk ass spilled my chicken all over my DJ Gene. It's a little funny, man. I'm not trying to laugh, but I'm also kind of laughing. It's kind of funny, man. Wow. Hey, I'm glad that you're having a couple of drinks, man, and you're having a good time and you're feeling good. So that's always a sign of a good time. Sign of a good time, my man. So, Chargers back out there. Let's see, can the rookie number 1 overall pick Trayvon Walker, one of the least talked about number 1 picks I can think of in a long time, can he make a big play? Can Josh Allen make a big play for the Jaguar defense? 1st and 10, Herbert in the pistol. They hand it to Josh Kelly, and he's going to maybe lose a yard on the play. Good play right there. And you just got to let him go. Roy Robertson Harris, is that who that is? Yeah, Roy Robertson Harris, and it forces a loss on the play. Chapter 2. In July of 1889, the first gator would arrive, and crowds gathered to see it placed in the pool. Over time, people would donate more gators. Jack and Jill, holy moly. At least they are tasty, yes. I mean, like chicken wings and stuff like that sounds really good. 2nd and 11 for the Chargers. Herbert in shotgun, looking to throw. Throws it over the middle, and it's going to be caught there by Gerald Everett, the tight end. Gets about maybe 6 of those yards back, so we have about a 3rd and 5 coming up near midfield for the Chargers offense. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. You are right. Yeah, Trayvon Walker I haven't even looked at his stats for this year, but just one of those guys who's like completely flown under the radar as someone who's like, he was the number 1 overall pick. But 3rd and 5 coming up now for the Chargers. Herbert and shotgun, Eckler to his right. Keenan Allen in the backfield too now. 3 receivers. Herbert's looking to throw. Looking over the middle. Deflected at the line of scrimmage. And that's a big play by the Jacksonville defensive line. And they force a 3 and out. And that's that's Roy Robertson Harris again. Making some big plays for this Jaguar defense. Yeah, hits right off his hand. That must have kind of hurt. It cut his fingers almost. But, wow, that's a big-time play right there for the Jaguar defense to get off the field. And then, it even just gives like a little bit of confidence to like your offense and your quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, where you're like, hey, maybe, like they can get stops and it's not all on you. And there's so much time left in this game. Game is definitely kind of slowed down in pace, though, now with the back-to-back 3 and outs. There's 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Punt is away. And it's going to be let to bounce, and it's going to be at around the 13-yard line. Jags can come back, no problem. Yeah, the Jaguars. I mean, that's I guess like when you kind of screw up royally to begin. When you kind of screw up royally to begin the game, at least the one benefit is like you have a lot of time to come back and win it. $40 people in here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Do feel free to like the stream. Let's check and see how we're doing in the likes department. We have 26 likes. Okay, we're at Sammy Womack likes. Can we get to 31 likes? Tashawn Gibson Sr. likes. Can we do it? Let's go. 5 more likes to hit that target. Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy what you were saying is about like the alligators and stuff. I just that they did that in El Paso. I'm like, okay. But what a great second half by the 49ers, like in the game earlier today. What a huge way to respond. And I think honestly, with someone like Brock Purdy, and naturally so, I think of course there is a lot of nerves. You know, it's his first playoff game, and and he's been like a very cool, calm, and collected in all the games that he's played in. But still, you're asking a lot for like a rookie player. You know, not like a Mr. Irrelevant. You're asking a lot, and I think once he settled into the game, he was like, okay, it's a huge. It really helped him settle the nerves and kind of go from there. And I think the big thing that I love what Kyle Shanahan did was just really getting the ball. Just you get the ball quickly into the hands of playmakers, but also Shanahan showed that he really trusted Brock Purdy too. So that's one of the other things too, which I really just like about what they did. So chapter 3. I love this. This is awesome. In 1953, college students stole the alligator Oscar and left it on their professor's desk as a prank. And the next day, that same gator was found dead at the bottom of the pool. Jeepers. Tommy Huxley, long time no see. There we go, man. Tommy, great to have you back, buddy. I always like Tommy's always good for like in the chat just to keep it going and stuff. And to talk smack to rival fans who come in, of course. But this game here, Jaguars got to get a drive going. You have 1st and 10 at your own 14-yard line. Lawrence in shotgun, ETN to his right. Lawrence is looking to throw. Throwing it deep. He's got a man, but it's going to be incomplete. And they're actually throwing a flag on that against Asante Samuel Jr., and I don't think that should have been a flag. That's not a flag. Shifty, MG was trolling the Niner. Dude, yeah. Well, MG goes, I've seen him go around to all the different Niner channels, not even like the official Niners channel, but like I've seen him in like other people's chat. I'm like, look, if that's what you want to do, and I get that maybe, trolling can maybe be a little bit of fun here and there, but it's like, dude, don't you have like anything else to do? Like, come on. Yep, so they're actually picking up the flag on that. So yeah, because I didn't think that was pass interference. So they actually, basically the officials kind of overturned the call. If anything, Marvin Jones Jr. was kind of grabbing onto Asante Samuel. So it's a very good call there by the officials to call that back, because that was not pass interference. Yeah, it was on the official. Oh yeah, I know for like today, but in the past, I've seen him do a lot of different things. I've seen MG go to a bunch of different 49er like channels and kind of do the same thing, and it's like, what the hell? 2nd and 10 right now for the Jaguars at their own 14. Kirk in motion. Lawrence hands it off to ETN up the middle. ETN's going to get decent yards on 2nd down, pickup of about 5. So 3rd and 5 coming right up. I think the early adversity will be good because they can coach to it. Hey, you are beatable, but if you do everything right, you can't be beat. That's 100% right, Robert. You hit the nail on the head right there. I think that sometimes I think it's, of course, look, players are human beings. Like, they're not robots. And I think that, of course, like I'm sure they went into the game saying, we crushed them in week 2. We beat them in, week 15, a short week on the road in their house. And Seattle was able to kind of come back towards the end of it. But overall, it's just like, I think that it's... Oh, another interception! Trevor Lawrence gets intercepted again by Asante Samuel Jr. And this is the 3rd interception of the quarter for Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence had a period of 7 or 8 games this season where he only threw 1 interception. And already in the first quarter, he's thrown 3. And what a play by Asante Samuel Jr., though. What a huge play. That's how you play zone defense, where like you read the quarterback, you read what they're doing, and then you pounce on it when you see it. Not a great throw at all, but another interception for Trevor Lawrence. DJ Gene, other than Tom Grossi, who rated the last chat? I want to go like their channel. Who? Oh, the channels that we rated, DJ, because we rated 2 channels. Let me put. So the channels that we rated on here were if you put in CG Ruthless 49er Talk, if you put in Platform 246, those are both guys who do 49er content, 49er Sickness, 49er Ultimate Report. I would give all of them, I would like and subscribe to their channels. 2nd and 3 for the Chargers. They just hand the ball off up the middle, and it's going to be, I think it's actually going to be 3rd down and inches for the Chargers. Or do they give them the 1st down? But this game is just bananas. Trevor Lawrence, big news, 3 interceptions in the first quarter. There's a minute left in the first quarter. Chargers are down 1st and goal now against the Jaguars, and I don't know what the hell's going on here. Chapter 4, sorry. I will scroll up and read that momentarily. 1st and goal for the Chargers at the Jacksonville 6. Herbert behind center. They hand the ball off to Eckler, bounces out to left, and that's a touchdown. Touchdown Chargers. And this was actually the game that I think a lot of people thought might be the closest. And look, there's still time where it could be the closest, but holy smokes. Chapter 4, unfortunately, that wouldn't be the last time people messed with the Gators. People would throw rocks at them and burn them with cigarettes and do anything they could to get them to move. Holy moly. I mean, isn't that kind of not smart to go up to an alligator and burn it with a cigarette? Like, you're kind of asking for, like, to lose your arm doing that. 49ers defense really shaped up after halftime. DJ, you're 100% right. Did the defensive coordinator give a great pep talk or distribute Red Bull? Probably both. And I think that kick is up and the extra point is good. So Chargers just walking all over this one, guys. Chargers just walking all over it. Finally finished that drink. But what were we talking about here? I think, DJ, that, you know, the Seahawks basically, in my opinion, the Seahawks threw everything that they had at us in the first half. The different trick plays, the different, you know, they were having guys running like Wildcat and all this stuff. And I think it was that combined with the fact that Brock Purdy kind of was able to settle down and just make his throws, that's what really helped out, in my opinion. And then because the offense was able to move the ball a lot better. The offense, because think about it like this, in the second half, the first drive of the second half, the 49ers took about 7.5 to 8 minutes off the clock and they scored a touchdown. And so it was like already the defense is like, damn, we just got a long rest. We got the whole halftime plus half of the third quarter. So let's try and catch up here. Tommy, he has been trolling for 11 weeks. Niners are undefeated in that time. At this point, he's a good luck charm. I agree. I think Robert, spot on. I think officiating for both games has been really good. Letting them play. You're 100% right, Robert. I love it. At the end of a football game, I never want... They were about to kick it off and the ball fell over, but the Chargers are about to kick it off to the Jaguars. I never want a game to be at the end of the game where people are like, well, the official just had that horrible call, and I'd rather officials as much as possible, unless it's like an obvious thing. I want them to stay out of it. The game. So there we go. What is most interceptions in a quarter? Got to be close. I mean, I think Nathan Peterman, he had 4 or 5 or something, but yeah. So there we go. My call is Sugar Nut. My call is ahead of your TV feed. Holy moly, that's weird. Because normally I'm way behind. Big kickoff return here, or nice kickoff return from Jamal Agnew up to the 35, but there's a flag. So that's probably going to be coming back because 9 times out of 10 on the kick return, it's going to be holding on the returning team. I just like those who you've rated. There we go. Who've rated the chat. Yeah, so Platform 246, CG Ruthless. I would do Niners Sickness, 49ers Ultimate Report. All those guys, like and subscribe to their channel. They're good guys. Robert says, DJ Gene, DeMar Hamlin has shown us that all players aren't immortal, 100%. The players are just people too, but I think that naturally, kind of like going back to with regards to the Niners, of course, I think these guys are going to be, and maybe they were a little bit overly confident going against Seattle. They're like, we beat these guys twice this year, and the second game was pretty close, and I think maybe the score was a little bit closer than what the game actually was, But all in all, I think that like the Niners were like super confident, and then the first half showed them was like, you can't take anything for granted. This is the NFL playoffs. One game and you're done. So 5 interceptions is a record for the half. So 1st and 10 Jacksonville. Lawrence throws it. It's going to be caught by Zay Jones. Going to get maybe 4 yards on the play. They're starting at their own 15-yard line up to about the 18-yard line. This will probably do it for the first quarter unless the Jaguars want to go a little bit hurry up. I don't know if the Chargers are good, a Jaguars terrible, very confusing if you don't watch the teams regularly. Yeah, completely agree. People are not smart, says Christian. I couldn't agree more with that. The Chargers are good, Jags mediocre. Antonio, the Jaguars are a terrible bad team. Yeah, it's hard to with how they're looking right now. I mean, they did 9-8 and they did turn their season around. So, I mean, good for them. But I think the Jaguars, kind of like with the 49ers, like with so we know that in the first quarter, Brock Purdy got away with maybe 2 passes that could have been intercepted. Trevor Lawrence not getting away with those. So there we go. What is Lawrence's QBR? Not good. That's all it's going to say. You look at his quarterback rating, it's just awful. I just like those. Chapter 5, saddest one. In 1965, 2 of the Gators, Chammy and Zal, would be killed, and the rest would be moved to the El Paso Zoo. Holy moly. And it's great. It is great that the Chargers have bounced back from that whole Urban Meyer debacle. But yeah, that's crazy about the alligators. I just don't know who are the people going up and messing with alligators. Like, I mean, maybe it's like drunk college students or something, but what are you doing going up and messing with drunk alligators? It's like you're asking for like the alligators go rip off an arm or something. Like, what are we doing? So 2nd and 7 coming up for the Jaguars. And this whole first quarter has been one to forget for Jaguar fans. But here's the thing. And the good thing for the Jaguars, if there is a good thing, is that it's the first quarter. And there is so much football to be played. And there are going to be crazy plays ahead. Maybe the tip balls here and there, special teams plays, all things like that. So if you're the Jaguars, and I'm sure Doug Pederson has already kind of like gathered everybody together and just been like, look, this is as bad as it can get. We're only down 17. We have a lot of time left. Take it one possession at a time, put some points on the board, and go from there. And this is the season. So we have 49 people in here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And we are at 35 likes. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for all the likes. Really, really appreciate it. It was before the internet. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And people can get away with it. But still, yeah, I guess people didn't have anything better to do, or I don't know. But yeah, that's true. Of course, yeah, you're right, Robert. But crazy that people would go up and mess with alligators. That just seems like a horrible idea. Well, after one quarter of play, I can safely say the fix is in. One missed call changed the whole complexion of this game. I know plays will be missed from time to time, but that was obvious, says the masked clam sniffer. One of my favorite usernames that we have that comes here. Is that a lifeguard? No, that's not a life. Okay, first I thought there was maybe like a lifeguard. What are they doing? Showing? I don't know. That was a lifeguard. There was like the pool's. It's like 3 foot deep. I mean, I guess you never know. First, a 2nd and 6. Sorry, ETN gets about 3 yards on 2nd down, 3rd and 3, coming right up. Zoo is probably a better place than a pool that people are able to get close enough to burn them with cigarettes. Yeah, I think that, a lot of those animals, they definitely are better off probably in a zoo or else just out in the wild where they can kind of, live in their more natural habitat, I would say. But just having a pool in like a city square, I'm like, Jesus, that just doesn't seem like a good idea. DJ G, 17-0, didn't see that coming, still have a whole half left. Same and more could still happen either way. We still have 3 quarters left. 3rd and 3 for Jacksonville. Lawrence looking to throw. Under pressure, Lawrence gets sacked. Sebastian Joseph Day is there. Kenneth Murray is there. Joey Bosa. And Lawrence gets sacked. Holy moly. What is that? This Jaguar offense is struggling, to say the least. Lawrence had some time, but clearly just nobody got open. Maybe Lawrence now is kind of getting a little gun shy. Maybe he's just like, oh, holy smokes, this is not good. And he's kind of like hesitating to throw, and you can't. Ooh, the punt was almost blocked. I think maybe he got a bit to it. It's going to be taken and the Chargers will get the ball at their own 38-yard line. Chapter 6. In 1972, the Gators would be back in the pool, this time with a plastic shield around the pool. However, that wouldn't be enough. In the late 70s, the last straw wasn't obeyed, and they were zooed. There we go. One and done. I called this, says the guy. Yeah. San Diego defense looks legit right now. That D showed up, and then, just not smart going up against an alligator. For sure looking tough right now. The Charger defense, it has a lot of talent. So remember when the Niners played them earlier, there was no Joey Bosa, and he can be a difference maker, of course. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Herbert fakes the handoff, checks it down to Donald Parham Jr., and that's going to be a pickup of maybe 1 or 2. Josh Allen on the coverage. Chapter 6 continued, this time permanently. Coaches better do their job and settle these guys down. They're rattled. They're big-time rattled. The Jaguars, and that's, and that's like one of the things that's like a little bit almost like tougher. And the one thing that can be a little bit tougher in the day and age of like the internet is like, you kind of like don't want to be seen. Let's say someone like Trevor Lawrence doesn't want to be seen as the guy who threw, like you never do want to be seen as a guy who threw a ton of interceptions, but all his social media, it's going to be just filled with stuff, and he doesn't want to deal with that. But he's hesitating. For sure, he's hesitating. 2nd and 8, Chargers hand it off up the middle to Josh Kelly. Pickup of 3, so 3rd and 5 coming up. Jaguars got to get a stop here. Get a stop here. Get the ball back, and then try and get something going offensively before this game gets too out of hand. But Lawrence is just hesitating. There is a player down here for the Chargers. That's the tight end, Gerald Everett. It seemed like almost immediately that the Jaguar player kind of motioned for people to come over. Yeah, the P's do come out like that. I think like the biggest thing is a lot of times I just get caught up where if I'm like right above it, whereas it's actually better if I talk like this. So 3 1/4 is terrible. Oh, you're 100% right. 3 interceptions in a quarter is awful. It's really, really bad. I've been thinking about getting a pop filter. I think there's like a little thing here. Yeah, I could probably bet it in, but if I was famous, no way I would be on social media. Yeah, the only thing, if I was like an athlete or something like that, Shifty in the house. Sean, how we doing, buddy? Great to see you. 3rd and 5. Herbert throwing it down the field. It's going to be caught. Big catch there. And that is the tight end again, Donald Parham. And big enough. Big time play right there. And you have a safety who's a lot smaller than him guarding him. It's a tough ask to make that just in coverage. It's like a huge side. And you just throw it up. And that's the smart thing to do. Just throw it up. And you have Jenkins in coverage right there. And just no way he can keep up with the size and the height of Parham. But if I was like an athlete or an actor, the only thing I would ever be on social media for is like if someone wants to like, if I'm gonna like maybe even like advertise for stuff. But even then, it's like I probably don't want to do that. 1st and 10. Herbert fakes the handoff to Eckler. Gonna get sacked by Josh Allen, and a big time play for this Jaguar defense, and they needed that. Loss of about 7 on the play. Josh Allen gets the sack. One of those 3 were batted around, though, and the second was a missed PI call. Yeah, maybe. I would pay someone to run. Yeah, I wouldn't run. If I was like a celebrity, I wouldn't. I'd just be like, okay, here's whatever amount. Or like I'm sure like an agent or something could like kind of take care of it. Be like, there you go. 2nd and 16 now coming up for the Chargers. Herbert and shotgun. They're going to hand it off to Eckler up the middle, who's kind of run around and maybe ends up getting about 4 yards on the play. So 3rd and 12 coming right up. The last chapter, the Gators are remembered. Most of them are dead as of 2023. They are an important part of El Paso's culture and history and will never be forgotten. Cool. That's it. Very interesting about the Gators. Very interesting. I did not know that at all. Social media is a great advertising platform. Don't want to be considered. If I'm pretending I'm famous, I'm assuming I'm rich. Yes, exactly. If it's like, odds are if you're famous, not always, but typically that means you're probably doing all right financially. 3rd and 11 right now. Herbert throws it open wide over the middle is Keenan Allen and gets all the way up to the Jacksonville 23-yard line. Huge pickup right there. And man, the Jaguars, they needed a stop in the worst way, and they cannot come up with their playing a zone defense. Pretty soft, honestly. Pretty soft. Herbert was kind of like keeping the safeties. He was looking right down the field, and at the very last second kind of moves to his right, and bam, wide open. Very fun facts, man. I appreciate you sharing that. It's actually really interesting. Remember, social media management has been growing, Mark. Yeah, exactly. 1st and 10 for the Chargers at the Jacksonville 23. Snap is away. They hand it to Kelly. Kelly gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play. 2nd down, and I'm going to call it 7 coming up. Many companies hire social media marketers. Yeah, 100%. Right? But I wouldn't be reading what people are saying about. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. And that's the thing for like, obviously I'm on a way smaller scale, but like there's like some gnarly comments that I get and I'm just like, oh, just delete it and don't even care about it. Pass to Joshua Palmer, and that's a 1st down Chargers. 1st and goal coming up for the Chargers, and this game is getting out of hand really quickly. Nice route there by Palmer. Decent coverage on the play. A little bit too soft, but gets around the man. Chad Muma, the rookie linebacker out of Wyoming, I believe, is eventually able to bring him down, but not until before he gets to the 8-yard line. And 1st and goal coming up. Herbert in shotgun, back to his left. Snap is away. Handed off to, there's a flag on the play. This is going to be a false start on the offense. The butt counts. The butt counts. How was that not offsides? Yeah. There's a false start, though. Fun fact, the Gators that were killed, Chamizel, are named after a famous park in El Paso. Oh, Chamizel. Okay, cool. Interesting. Chamizel. Okay, cool. Chamizel. By the way, thank you for all the likes. We're at 36 likes. We are at Merton Hanks likes. Appreciate that. Can we get to Ronnie Lott likes? We have 45 people in here. Appreciate you all hanging out. 8 minutes left. It's 1st and goal from now the 13 after the false start. Herbert fakes the throw, fakes the handoff over the middle. Almost intercepted by the Jaguars. That was what they needed. Andre Cisco batted the ball and almost came up with the interception. No, but the butt counts. It always counts. At least in my eyes, Ambry Thomas will always live forever in 49ers history with that interception. Cisco batted the ball away, and then they almost came up with the interception. If the Jaguars don't pick it up, the networks may cut away to Arena 9. Oh, geez, yeah. 2nd and goal for the Chargers. Herbert, snap is away, looking to throw, looks to dump it off and does get it to Eckler. Got to get him down, gets up to about the 9-yard line. So we have 3rd and goal right here coming up for the Chargers from the 9-yard line. Andre Cisco, the truth. Yeah, he went to, I think it was at Syracuse. I think it was Syracuse that Andre Cisco went to. Butterfingers. That would have changed things. Yeah, it would have. That's what the Jaguars need, is like an interception or pick 6 or something. And for me, I kind of want it just so the game gets like a lot more exciting, you know. 3rd and goal. 7.5 minutes left in the half. Herbert looking to throw. Does throw it over the middle. It's going to be caught. And that's a touchdown. Gerald Everett, the tight end, on 3rd and goal from the 9. Just an easy touchdown. Everett just comes across on just like a little over route and just dumps it off to him. Can't make the tackle. Chad Muma is a decent linebacker, but he's not going to be able to keep up with an athletic tight end like Gerald Everett. Nice little route there, too. And that's a touchdown. And so we have, Syracuse. Yeah, I thought so. I remember him in the draft, and someone I would have thought extra point is good. So it's 24-0. Yeah, I think that the Jaguars need D'Amico Ryans or someone to go over there and be like, look, let's figure this out. El Paso, Spanish for the pass, because, for example, if you live in Florida, you want to go to California, you need to drive through the pass. I do like Seinfeld. Seinfeld, great show. Yeah, but this was it's not going so well for the Jaguars. 24-0. And hey, Niners sickness. How we doing, Beto? Good to have you here, man. Brock had a pretty good game today. I agree, man. He looked a little bit nervous early on, but he was able to have a bunch of great plays and great throws, and he really bounced back. Now, Beto, I was actually going to do a raid on your channel at halftime, and I just basically posted the link, and straight away you got the Tom Grassi raid, and I was like, well, he's not going to notice my raid because Grassi is, that's the one. That's the big one. But yeah, great win for the Niners, of course, and we're super stoked. We're moving on. We're either going to be taking on the Vikings, the Buccaneers, or the Cowboys. And they are playing in Jacksonville. Imagine if this was in LA. I mean, normally, Christian, I would agree with you, but if this was in LA, it would still be mostly Jaguar fans. Number one, the Chargers fan base, even when they were in San Diego, no one would go to their games, and especially in LA, it'd probably be mostly Jaguar fans. Sean, I'm still reeling from that Niner win. Of course, as you should be, man. This is how I hope the Niners game was going to start. I mean, hey, look, this is like for the Chargers, this is a complete domination. Absolute complete domination. And I think that, Trevor Lawrence, it's just that second interception really kind of wasn't on him. It was like the route, like I think you could have called a pass interference on that second one, but yeah, I think the other ones were not great throws by any means. They're kind of showing, for you for even considering me for the raid. Truly appreciate you, brother. You don't know how much you mean to me, and I sincerely, man, I appreciate you too, Beto. Of course, man, I love the work that you do, and I value your opinions. And guys, if you can, hit up Niners Sickness Podcast, subscribe to his channel, and like his videos and stuff. And one of like the really nice, great guys in the 49ers community, and he does like a lot of work too, does a lot of streams and stuff. But here comes a big return here for Jamal Agnew for the Jaguars. Gets up to the 45, up past midfield. So that's a good start for this drive, at least for the Jaguars. But yeah, shout out to Beto from Niner Sickness Podcast. I'm glad that you got the Grassi raid, and those are always big. And I love that Tom Grassi does that, by the way, that he does that kind of stuff. It's awesome. Jags are probably the only team that's not true, but that's true. That's a good point. I mean, the Jacksonville fan base, is probably one of the least talked about. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars at midfield. Lawrence in shotgun, Agnew in motion. Lawrence fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle, wide open, but incomplete. That's not going to be a fumble. That's going to be incomplete. There's no way he had control of that. Caught the ball, but took a shot right away. No flag, though, and I think that's a good no call because there was no helmet-to-helmet contact. Yeah, Robert says this was supposed to be the best game of the week. This was supposed to be the closest game, the two teams that were closely matched up, and of course, we're not going to get that. I love how Jaguars can surprise when they are underestimated. Yeah, like that. Christian Medina, well, no, they didn't get close. They threw the... Yes. Oh, they threw the cigarette. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Nelson, great to have you here, bud. What a win for the Niners. 2nd and 10 now for the Jaguars. Lawrence looking to throw. Throws it over. Incomplete. And there might be a flag coming in here. Evan Ingram looking for a flag, but they're not throwing it. And I think he might actually have a case there because, yeah, I thought that could have been a flag. Tom Grossi is a cool dude. Yeah, he's a good guy. Great for the just the football, the YouTube football community. And he is a hard-working guy, man. I can't tell you that the amount of like content that Grossi puts out, like I think when he does the streams, that's like the easiest part of his week. So because he does so many videos and things like that, that I know what kind of go. I mean, his editing and stuff. Maybe he pays someone to edit stuff, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. 3rd and 10 for Jacksonville. Lawrence over the middle throws. I think it's intercepted again. It's intercept, and this is the 3rd interception for Asante Samuel Jr. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No, Beto, I'm going to be doing 2 games tomorrow. 2 games tomorrow. I'm doing the Vikings and the Giants, and then I'm going to do one or the others. 4th interception of the game for Trevor Lawrence. And yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. This is not good. Jaguar fans are just like, what in the world is going on? Interception. Asante Samuel Jr., I'm pretty sure that is his 3rd interception of the game. Now, if there's one thing which I'll give Trevor Lawrence credit is he's still slinging it. So, yeah, not good. Not good at all, man. Trevor Lawrence with his 4th interception. And yes, 3 interceptions for Asante Samuel Jr. Drew Tranquil actually had the first one. The last 3, it's been Asante Samuel Jr. So holy moly. Stop throwing the ball away. Come on. Unbelievable. Now I want Lawrence to get the record. That might be more fun. That's the 4th interception. How much time is left? Asks Robert. There is 6:48 left in the half. And this is not good, folks. Not good. We may be seeing a Bosa Bowl in the Super Bowl, says Nelson. Joey against Nick. That would be awesome. Trevor, a disaster the last 2 games. Yeah, Trevor actually didn't play well against the Titans in that Week 18 matchup. And but he did have a stretch. Like before that, he had a stretch of about 6 or 7 games where like he was looking pretty good. Like he had like at one point in like 7 games, he had like 14 touchdowns and 1 interception. But yeah, I think, Beto, what I'm probably going to do is, I'm for sure doing the Vikings and the Giants tomorrow. And then I think I will probably do the Bengals and the Ravens because they just played and that game was close-ish, but I think that the Ravens, they might have Tyler Huntley. There's definitely no Lamar Jackson, but I think considering they just played like a number of days ago, that game should be a little bit closer, whereas the Dolphins with Skylar Thompson at quarterback. And now watch as I say this, and that's going to be like an epic game. But I think that Buffalo will probably just walk. Like the score that it is right here is kind of what I'm expecting Buffalo and Miami tomorrow. So 4th interception for the LA Chargers. 3rd for Asante Samuel Jr. There's 6:51 left in the half. My apologies. Herbert hands it off to Eckler, and Eckler gets no gain on 1st down. Arden Key initially there, and then Aluakon as well there to finish up the tackle. Lawrence was looking for Evan Ingram, and man, what a great play by Asante. He's been awesome. And like that's obvious to say when you have 3 interceptions, but like he's been really good. Want to raid Pete McDevitt at halftime? Sure, I'm not sure who that is. Pete McDevitt. So 2nd and 10. Herbert dumps it off to Josh Kelly. Gets about 3 or 4 yards. Pete McDevitt. Let's see. I kind of prefer to do, if there's someone who has like a lot less viewers. Pete McDevitt has over 100. Oh, I already know who I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to do this one here. I'm already getting the link copied. But yeah, I mean, I would consider doing Pete McDevitt. I just, he has like, a lot more people in there than me. So, but maybe I'll do it. I'm not really familiar with him at all, but we'll see. We'll take a look around. I try to stick up for these guys as much as I can, but Trevor Lawrence has completely destroyed my DK lineup. Yeah, the Clemson. Yeah, it's Lawrence has just he's been off a little bit. Even that last interception, I mean, it was a little bit in front of Evan Ingram. It was a little bit in front of him, but a great play by Hassan to come up with that interception is crazy. Good Shifty. Hope you jinx it for a great game. I hope so too, man. I just, of course, like the Niner game was really good. And then we just kind of obviously in the second half just destroyed the Seahawks. But who are you taking in the Vikings games? Asked Beto. I would say, I think that probably Minnesota. Minnesota at home. Probably Minnesota. But Minnesota they're a scary team to predict because they've had some really bad games this year. They've lost to the Packers really badly. They lost, I think, to the Lions kind of bad. They got destroyed by the Cowboys. So they are prone to having a really bad game. In general, you look at the talent that they have, and it's pretty darn good, but they are prone to having some really bad games. So I would say that I would reluctantly, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would maybe say Minnesota, but I wouldn't feel totally confident about it. Crazy Guy says, bye, I'm going to play on my Switch. Go for it, dude. Do it up. Poor Lawrence, he has the jitters. Yes, he does. He definitely has the jitters, man. He, just with, Trevor Lawrence, man, it's kind of even hard to say as well, but he's just been really struggling, forced some throws, and now you're at a situation in the game where you kind of have to force throws. So 4 interceptions, though, holy moly, that's not ideal. There is a Charger offensive lineman who's walking off the field under his own power, but he's definitely walking off pretty darn slowly. There is Rashawn Slater, the really good young left tackle for the Chargers, who is out for the year. Herbert throws it over the middle. It's going to be caught by Donald Parham. So it is going to be 3 and out here for the Chargers. So the Chargers will have to punt the ball back to Jacksonville. But, yeah, if the Vikings are going to have a bad game, it'll be in the playoffs. Yeah, we kind of know what Kirk Cousins can be like. What was their final point differential, like +3? For the Vikings? Yeah, it was something like that. I remember doing my last, or talking about the playoff, and I think I maybe mentioned, -3. Actually, they had -3. Oh, crap. The ball got fumbled, and it's recovered by the Chargers. Unbelievable. What is going on here? It's fumbled, and the Chargers are going to have it 1st and goal. What in the world is going on? Wow. It hit off the helmet of a Jaguar player who didn't even know the ball was there. And then Agnew has to go and try and get it because it hit a Jaguar player. Kalen, how nervous were you really in the first half of the Niner game? I was getting a little bit nervous. When Seattle scored that second touchdown to DK Metcalf, I was like, oh, crap. And then when they got the field goal before halftime, I was a little bit like, I was like, look, the game's, of course, it's not over and blah, blah, blah. But 1st and goal, Herbert hands it off to Eckler, who's going to get nothing on 1st down. No Man's Sky is such a good game. No Man's Sky, I think that was the game that when it came out, it was like really buggy, but then they've been able to fix it over time. But I've never played it. I don't really play video games that much. Whenever I do, I play games like Call of Duty and stuff, games where typically I can just pick it up, play it for like an hour if I'm trying to kill time or whatever, and then just I can do whatever. So like multiplayer games, things like that. Give us a shifty origin story since this game is garbage. We'll do a little Q&A, I guess. Herbert fakes the handoff, throwing it for the end zone, incomplete. And that's going to be 3rd and goal, coming up 4.5 minutes left, and Jacksonville are just doing everything they can to give this game away. No worries about the typos. No way. Yeah, this is awful. This is really awful. But yeah, Beto, I was a little bit nervous. I'll be honest with you, man. I was a little bit like, what the hell? Like, I think when the Niners went up 10-0, the fact that like they were able to come back and take the lead on us, I was like, geez, the defense seems to have at least 1 or 2 drives every game that it just, and that kind of, it's every defense does. Like every defense gives up points. So you're never going to be perfect and always pitch a shutout. Incomplete on 3rd and goal. So 4th and goal coming up, and the Chargers going to take the points here and try and take a 27-0 lead. Yeah, Sean, they just didn't show up. Everyone, please make sure to, thank you very much, Niner Sickness. Appreciate that. If the Chargers win this game, they will have to face Kansas City. Is that correct? That is not correct. Actually, Kansas City would face the lowest seed possible. So what we mean by that is Kansas City, if the Ravens were to beat the Bengals, then they would play the Ravens. Still a tough game, especially if Lamar Jackson's back. So, alrighty, guys, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'm going to grab some water, then I'm going to answer some of your guys' questions. Lawrence has negative 2.8 fantasy. Oh, jeez. Unbelievable. All right, I'll be back in a second, guys. All right. Let's see how we are doing. Let's catch up with the chat here. Hopefully the Jaguars can maybe start to make a freaking game out of this. Now, look, as awful as this first half has been for the Jaguars, how cool would it be if they had some like monumental comeback? So I'm going to try and think positive. What's the story with your name, Shifty? Asked the guy. Well, that's a good question. I lived in Denver for about 6 months. But when it comes to the name Shifty, so we were talking about video games as a kid growing up, playing a lot of games online like Call of Duty and Halo and stuff like that. And I'm also a huge fan of like World War II history. I'm a fan of history in general, but I'm sure you're all familiar with the show that was the Band of Brothers. And there was the guy who was a real guy, Shifty Powers. He was the guy who was like the excellent shot, like really good shot. And the ball is going to be taken by the Jaguars up to about the 28-yard line. But Shifty Powers is like the really good shot. He was like the excellent aim. And I was like, that's kind of a cool name, Shifty. And also it's kind of relevant. So because I thought that I had a really good shot playing online. So that's where the name Shifty came from. Raid Gridiron Blitz. Oh, I'm gonna raid. There's a dude that I haven't spoken to in a while, but yeah, I'm gonna raid him, and then we'll see what else. We'll see what else we got cooking. I prefer to, honestly, and not that I'm like a huge channel and stuff, but I'm like, I kind of prefer to raid someone who only has a couple of viewers. That way it kind of helps bump them up a little bit. So Lawrence hands it off to ETN on first down. ETN's going to get about 3 yards on the play. And if the Jaguars can even get like 7 points before halftime or something just to make it happen. Yeah, Shifty, that's where Shifty came from. Completely agree with you, brother. All defense will bend as long as they don't break. Pretty sure both these teams are just about as far as they are going this year. Yeah, I think the Chargers could make some things happen, and they are able to get out. Nope, they're not able to get out of bounds. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Jaguars. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. My COD name is, there we go. All right. That's hilarious. It took me a second. I had to read it a second time, and I was like, Rob, something. I was like, oh. That's pretty funny. Ravens are your 5th favorite team? That's interesting. What order do you have your favorite teams in? 3rd and 2. Lawrence throws it incomplete. Right over the middle, looking for Christian Kirk. And if you're the Jaguars, don't you just kind of go for it now? Lawrence is running to the sideline, but he had Christian Kirk wide open over the middle, and clearly Lawrence is pressing. The ball wasn't deflected. It was just behind Christian Kirk. What the hell? Texas, you must be hearing everything about the Cowboys right now. Yep. 5 turnovers, and it's not even the second half, says Nelson. It will probably be the worst playoff game in history for Lawrence's career in the NFL. Yeah, they do punt it away. Oh, that was maybe a flag. The punter kind of got taken out there at the end. Are they going to call a flag on that? The Jaguars elected to punt it away, but I thought the punter kind of took a hit there at the end, no? I mean, you'd think they'd maybe just like a mercy flag just to be like, hey, let's maybe give them another chance at it. Yeah, 6 months I lived in Denver for. Well, technically, I lived in a place called Glendale, which is like right outside of Denver, but Denver's a great city. Absolutely love Denver. Nothing but love for that city. Really nice. 1st and 10 Chargers. Herbert's in shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Batted up, and they're going to be incomplete. Jaguars just need one of those plays, or they need about 3 of those plays to go their way, and they just haven't got it. You're a good guy. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Denver is a beautiful city. If anyone ever gets the chance to go, if you can, yeah, definitely visit Denver. It's a fantastic place. It's beautiful, and especially going up to the mountains, and it's just absolutely breathtaking. Like the scenery and everything is just crazy good. Jamari Sawyer, the tackle for the Chargers, might be missing the rest of this game. I think he's going to be heading to the locker room. 3 minutes left or so in the half. Herbert throws it over the middle. It's going to be caught by Keenan Allen. He's going to be close to a first down. I think he's going to be maybe marked just a little bit shy. I think it's going to be like 3rd and inches coming up. We'll see if they give him the first down. But Jamari Sawyer, the tackle, for the Chargers on the sideline, trying to kind of get warmed up a little bit. Definitely looks like he's not comfortable right now. That's for sure. From Eastern Kansas, lives in Central Florida. You like a UCF they hand the ball off and it's fumbled and the Chargers recovered. I thought there was guys offside or maybe false starts and they just let the play go, I guess. Colorado Springs, yeah. Colorado Springs is beautiful. Is it the UCSF Knights or something like? Isn't that the UCF team? But if you're from Eastern Kansas, yeah, there's Kansas State are the there's the Kansas Jayhawks and then there's the Kansas State. What's Kansas State, like Tigers or Lions or something like that? I feel like they have like a lion or a tiger kind of. I can't remember what Kansas State is off the top of my head. Wow. What a boneheaded play right there from the Chargers. They almost coughed it up, which actually could have given the Jaguars a little bit of momentum just to try and just edge the momentum like a little bit where they can actually feel good about themselves. But Wildcats, that's it. Wildcats, yeah. The most generic name when it comes to naming a franchise. The Wildcats. Nelson says, so let me get this correct. If the Giants win versus the Vikings and Dallas beat Tampa, no, that's not correct. If the Giants win, we would, no, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. You are right. Correct. You are right. My bad. You are correct. No, we wouldn't go to Dallas. Dallas would come to us because we're the number 2 seed. But you are correct, Nelson. Sorry, I had it backwards in my head. So the two teams in the NFC that we cannot play next weekend, we can't play the Eagles and we can't play the Giants. We can only play either Minnesota, Dallas, or Tampa Bay. You are correct, Nelson. You are correct. But they would come to us. So the Niners, no matter who they face, this like next weekend, the Niners will have a home game, and we would face either the Vikings, Buccaneers, or the Cowboys. If the Giants win tomorrow, the Giants play at Philadelphia, and then we would play the winner of Tampa Bay and Dallas. If the Vikings win tomorrow, we would play the Vikings no matter what. What a blowout playoff game. Yeah, Smoke, you're totally right, man. We would not go to Dallas, though. So let's just say hypothetically, no matter what, the Niners are playing at home next weekend. Now, let's just say hypothetically, if next weekend, whoever they play, if the Eagles lose and if we win, we would then host the NFC Championship game. But if the Eagles win their game next week, then they would host the NFC Championship game, regardless of who they play. So it's 4th and 11. Chargers going to punt the ball. They basically did an end around and they fumbled the ball, but they were able to come up with it. It actually hit off a Jaguar again, but the Jaguars actually recover it, and they get the ball at the LA 47-yard line. But the punt was away, and it actually hit a Jaguar defender again. Unbelievable. The guy says, I think the only way the Niners lose is if they beat themselves. Just came back from dinner. How many, Christian? Trevor Lawrence has 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions, and then also on a punt, the Jaguars fumbled it because the ball had actually hit a Jaguar player who was like defending basically defending like the return or whatever. It hit off his helmet, so then it's a live ball. So 1st and 10 Jaguars. Lawrence throws it down to Etienne. Etienne's going to get about 12 yards on the play. They're up to the Chargers' 35-yard line. Can the Jaguars get a touchdown before halftime? Jaguars have all 3 timeouts. There's 1:30 left in the half. Here we go. Lawrence and shotgun. Etienne to his right. 2 receivers up top, 2 down low. Snap is away. Lawrence looking to throw. Throws it. Going to be incomplete. That's really good coverage right there by Davis, who's actually one of those like underrated players who's just in terms of like the stats, like the analytical guys love him and he's really good, but I think he just doesn't really get around the league. He doesn't get maybe the credit. Michael Davis, yeah. 4 interceptions. Wow, that's great. Be positive. He's going for the record. Can Lawrence throw a pick before halftime? We'll wait and see. Stay tuned, folks, and we'll find out. Can he throw 2 more before halftime? Who knows? 2nd and 10 coming up. There's 1:22 left in the half, and I think the Jaguars are going to take a timeout. The offense is just a complete mess right now. For the Jaguars' offense is just a total mess. So, not sure what else you can really say about it, But hopefully now I hope that the Jaguars can score a touchdown here. First player in NFL history, Asante Samuel Jr., to have 3 interceptions in a postseason debut. San Diego, LA DBs look like they got some sweat. Yeah, they're playing with a lot of confidence. And this is also without J.C. Jackson, their huge free agent acquisition. I mean, also Khalil Mack, of course, was a big one too. But 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. Lawrence in shotgun, flips it out to ETN. ETN's going to get okay-ish yards on 2nd and 10. It's going to be 3rd and 4 coming up right now. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think basically in 4-down territory, maybe for the rest of the game. A minute left in the half. Lawrence snap is away. Only 3-man rush. Got plenty of time. Throws it to Kirk, who's going to be well short of the 1st down. Now, if you're the Jaguars, I know it's just a habit thing. I think that are the Jaguars going to, I kind of assume that you go for it here, right? It's like 4th and 3 maybe or something. I think you kind of go for it and just try and build something. Let's see. Ken Lawrence, I was just starting to appreciate Lawrence. Yeah, he's just struggled so far in this game. Lawrence is good. First playoff game. They've come a long way from last year. That's a huge win. Yeah, I mean, if you're the Jaguars, like realistically, are you going to be beating the Bengals, Chiefs, or Bills? Like, are you getting to the Super Bowl this year? No. Of course, like, look, you're in the playoffs and you never know what could really happen. But yeah, you know, hey, Smoke 82, you never know, man. We were watching that game, Colts and Vikings, and it was like, you know, it was the biggest comeback in NFL history. So we'll see. 4th and 1. They're going for it. Lawrence throws it. Caught. Wide open. There we go. And that's going to be Marvin Jones Jr. up to the 15-yard line. And they're going, hurry up. What is my favorite liquor/beer? Beer, there's a local-ish beer called Trumer Pilsner. There's actually a timeout by LA, I think. LA called timeout. There's 30 seconds left in the half. Jaguars have 1st and 10 at the LA 15. There's a beer that's pretty local here. It's Trumer Pilsner. I'm not really an IPA kind of guy. I mean, I can drink them, but after like 1 or 2, I'm kind of like, I'm done. I love, it's not an IPA, but I love Guinness. I like, a lot of like pale ales, and I like Pilsners and things like that. So shake it off. At this point, if your QB is throwing interceptions, what do you have to lose by playing the sub QB, DJ? No, because the message that sends to Trevor Lawrence, like going forward, is like, it's like you have to play him. 1st and 10. That was maybe a false start on the Jaguars. They're not going to call it, I guess, on the right tackle, but they get it to Zay Jones, who picks up about 5 yards on 1st down. 28 seconds left. What beer? Trumer Pilsner. Trumer Pilsner. It's a beer that's actually started in Berkeley. There's also a really good San Francisco brewery that I like. It's called Magnolia Brewery. Magnolia, the Pilsner that they do is amazing. Is it Pilsner or what is it? It's Kolsch. Sorry, the Kolsch they do is amazing. 2nd and 5. Lawrence in shotgun. Looking. End zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram gets on the board. So the Jaguars get some points before halftime. There we go. Let's see. Maybe this could be a repeat. Yeah, exactly. Try your 3rd string. It's really working out for us. Hey, I guess you never know, right? But Lawrence finally throws a touchdown pass. Yeah, it feels like Jax was just happy to make the playoffs. I don't think they were really ready for this game. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, I think this is like a year too early for Jacksonville, you know. Look, even they'll have like a decent, you know, their pick, assuming that they do lose this game, kick is up and it's good. So Jacksonville get some points on the board before halftime. Pliny the Elder, yes. I know that's a very popular one that people go crazy. It's kind of hard to find, I think. I think that Pliny the Elder is like quite, if I'm not mistaken, it's maybe just, you can only get it like certain times of the year, and it's quite hard to find, if I'm not mistaken. They needed that. Yeah, they absolutely needed that. 100%. But with the Jaguars, I think, look, assuming that they lose this game, what their pick will probably be like they'll pick like 20 something in the first round, so maybe they can add an impact guy there. Maybe they can like sign one or two guys in free agency. And the thing is with Jacksonville too is that division is not good. The Colts are going to probably be doing a massive rebuild. The Texans are still like in the very early stages of a massive rebuild. The Texans are probably at least a couple years away, unless they can get a rookie quarterback who comes in immediately and plays phenomenal. So the younger is a release. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, they needed that touchdown, Jacksonville. So there's 24 seconds left in the half. And the kick is away. It's going to be taken out of the end zone, fielded at the goal line. And they just slide at the 16-yard line. 21 seconds left. I think that the Chargers will be very happy to just kneel it, take it into halftime, and there we go. Up 20, and you're feeling good. They need Mass Clemson. It's not unheard of for a quarterback to toss 4 picks and still win. Marino and Favre did it. I don't know if they did it all the time, but I'm sure they did it for sure. Who the Niners play next, asked John Liu. It's to be decided. So it's going to be one of 3 teams. It's going to be either Minnesota, Tampa Bay, or Dallas. It's only these 3 teams who they can play next. They cannot play the Giants or the Eagles in the next round. So it's one of Minnesota, Dallas, or Tampa Bay. If Minnesota win tomorrow, it's Minnesota 100%. If the Giants win tomorrow, then it's either going to be Tampa Bay or Dallas. We'll see soon enough. Tasting Sam Adams Alpine Lager and Cold Snap. They're great to kick off with, but after a few, I don't really appreciate the complex flavors. Yeah, says DJ Gene. Yeah, when it comes to beer, I kind of like, it's there's some really good IPAs, but I just really don't. They're just really heavy, and it's like Guinness too. Like with Guinness, I typically will have like 1 or 2 Guinness, and then I'll kind of move on to something else. IPA, for me at least, it's kind of similar to that. But what's the Elysian Space Dust is a good one. And I've only ever had Pliny the Elder once, and it was pretty good. But in general, like an IPA wouldn't really. A lot of times when I drink an IPA, if I have 2 of them, it's when I'm trying to maybe play catch up with some friends, and they're already kind of been drinking for a while, and I'm like, I kind of want to get like a little buzz going quickly. I'll be like, let me just have 2 of them. Although drinking IPAs fast is not recommended. Christian says they also play a huge game against Titans last week, and Chargers had a meaningless game against the Broncos. So Chargers probably much more fresh. Yeah, and it was a huge game, of course, for the Jaguars, a division game too. And they just had to, of course they won. They got in. But I think it's realistically, I think the Jaguars are like, look, I think their ceiling was maybe winning this game in a close game, and beyond that, that was it. So, but I do want to do a little raid right here. So it's going to be a guy, Travis Berg. He's someone who I've watched him do streams a bunch of times before. So I'd like for you guys, if you can, go to let me just pull up. Let me just drop the link in the chat, and I want you guys to go say what's up to this guy right here. That's going to be Travis Berg. Give him a little shout out. Say that Shifty sent you, and Travis is one of the good guys here. Give him a like on his stream as well, and we will drop some comments in his chat. But Travis Berg is a good guy. Giants fan, actually Raiders fan too, but really nice, friendly dude. He does a lot of live streaming, so drop those comments in his chat. Got a link? Yep, the link should be posted right now. And let's do a little raid and say what's up. Gonna start. Yeah, drop those comments in his chat. Everybody go say what's up to Travis. There we go. Drop the comment right there. And I think he's actually leaving. But hey, just go and throw up he's sub only mode. Oh, whoops. Well, you guys can sub to him, right? Just sub to him and say what's up, and if you want, then You can always unsubscribe, I guess, but just to say what's up. But if you want to, you don't have to. All good if you don't. I'm going to send him a little message. Yeah, you guys don't have to sub. Oh, got a sub for 5 minutes or longer. Yeah, so then, yeah, never mind. I just sent him a message just being like, hey, kind of forget about it because I didn't realize. So, might be. Because I'm actually already subscribed to him, so that's why nothing came up for me because I'm already subscribed to him. So, whoops. Never mind. But yeah, if you guys want to send on some suggestions for somebody else, then definitely let's do it up. But yes, drop a like on his stream at the very least and say what's up. But yeah, drop a like on his stream at the very least and show him a little bit of love right there. So yeah, I guess his loss, it is what it is. But he actually, drop a like. And if you do want to sub to him, he does a bunch of streams as well. Super nice guy, super friendly guy. So, but yeah, just a little bit of a bummer. Oh, he turned off subscribers only mode. So if you guys do want to go to it now, but feel free to give him a shout out. But yeah, bummer. Yeah, because I've been subscribed to him for obviously more than 5 minutes, I didn't even see a notification. So, whoops, my bad. Hey, look, I'm new to this whole raid thing, so I don't really know. I'm still figuring it out. Sub only mode only makes sense for somebody who already has a bunch of subs. Yeah, typically so, but maybe he doesn't want to deal with like bots and stuff like that. So I can understand that too. Or maybe he does the streams a lot more for just for like himself and his close friends. So there we go. Yeah, typically that's the way that it's kind of gets done. Where yeah, if you either have like a ton of subscribers and you're kind of like, oh, you don't want to deal with a bunch of like trolls or whatever, that you could do that. But yeah, sometimes people just want to stream to friends or what have you. So all good either way. But yeah, how is everyone doing out there? This game, so the Jaguars at least were able to put some freaking points on the board before halftime. And see, the thing is, and trust me, guys, we have 22 people in here, and I really greatly appreciate that so much. But typically, like earlier, the raids work a lot better when you have like a whole bunch of people. But I'm actually just kind of happy to do my thing here. The raids work a lot better when you can actually get a whole bunch of likes, and it really does help out the person that you're raiding. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to drop some suggestions, I'm always up for it. And yeah, so there we go. Raid J.R. Shaw. Is it J.R. Sean? I think I've actually seen that channel before. I don't know if I'm subscribed to it, but I think I've seen it before. Maybe not. Hey, maybe we'll get a Grossi raid, another one. That would be great. It's been over a year, Tom. Come on, man. It's been like a year and a half since you raided me, dude. Niners. But yeah, I want to thank everyone, of course, for hanging out on this Saturday night super wild card weekend. Going to be doing, of course, the Vikings and the Giants game tomorrow. And I think we're also going to be doing the Ravens and the Bengals. Personally, I think that should be a better game than the Dolphins and Bills. But, knowing that I've just said that, of course, it's going to be the other way around. But overall, I think for sure the Vikings and Giants, I think that's going to be a good game. Like the Giants are able to move the ball offensively. Saquon Barkley's having a great year. The question is, can the Giants defense slow down the Vikings high-powered offense? And that's the question. That's the big question. Mitchell today had a really bad day rushing, but had 2 clutch receptions, 1 for a touchdown, says Christian. Honestly, so if we look, let's pull up the box score here for the Niners game. If you look at, McCaffrey, if you look at McCaffrey, you basically, if you take out that 68-yard run that McCaffrey had, which of course, you're saying taking out like a 68-yard run. A 68-yard run is amazing, but if you take out that run, he basically had 14 carries for like 50 yards, which is less than 4 yards a carry. So outside of that one great McCaffrey run, McCaffrey definitely struggled a lot too. McCaffrey, he had under 4 yards a carry. Seattle did a great job against our run game, even though, and I think if we look at it, the Niners ended up with like a 5.5 yards per carry average, 181 rushing yards, which is really good. We had over 500 yards of offense. Debo had a couple of nice runs, of course, but I think they did a really good job of slowing us down, My goal for you is to one day raid Grossi and for him to really notice. That would be awesome if to do that, yeah. He and look, he's been doing the streams for like 4 or 5 years, I think. So he's really put in the time, and someone who I definitely admire and look up to, where he's put in so much time and effort into his channel for years that I can only hope one day to get near that. But Reba Johnson says, go Herbert. Yeah, the Chargers, Reba, assuming maybe you're a Charger fan then. Chargers have been playing great football. Defensively, of course, they've been phenomenal. Defensively, they've had 4 interceptions and they forced a turnover on special teams. They've been able to convert, of course, 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals, so not bad at all. They're up by 20. They get the ball to start the second half. What would really turn this game on its head, though, is maybe if the Chargers, let's say coming out of the half, if there's like an interception or a turnover, or even a 3-and-out, maybe a little bit of doubt starts to creep in. But, of course, the Chargers have to can you say hi? I can say hi to you. Hi, Reba Johnson. I hate that argument because if you take out every running... Yeah, I know. It's totally... I'm just saying, it was... in general, like when you look at... of course, those yards do get counted, and it was a great run by McCaffrey, and he made it happen. But outside of that, I think the Niners definitely struggled a little bit in terms of running the football. But at the end of the day, those yards count. So, the Niners ran 181 rushing yards. I think you'd take that every day of the week. When you combine that with 320 passing yards, so 500 yards of offense is going to usually mean good things, especially when your defense is playing pretty darn well. But at the end of the day, it's like, the Niners, and that's the thing, the Seahawks are very, look, we know this, like the Seahawks, Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, very, very familiar with one another. Even going back to Kyle Shanahan's offense with like the Falcons and stuff, that like those teams played each other a lot. So he's not, there's nothing that he knows kind of what to expect. The Niners, of course, going to run the ball. And I thought the big thing that Seattle did a great job is basically just like getting those negative plays. And that's the thing that the Niners really need to avoid is on first down when they have like the loss of 2, the loss of 3, just too many negative plays for my liking. Because Brock Purdy only got sacked once today, so that's not bad. But when you look at tackles for loss, if you look at tackles for loss today, the Seahawks had 8 tackles for loss. And look, Green Bay nut. If you look at tackles for loss, sometimes a tackle for loss, of course, maybe it's only a 1-yard loss. But some of the tackles for loss were a 3-yard loss, and that's basically the same as like a 3-yard loss on a sack. So that's something that I really think the Niners need to clean up is that I want to at least cut that in half because that's 8 plays where you're going backwards and you're making it a lot more difficult for your offense. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Reba. I'm sure if you're a Charger fan, I'm sure you're loving this game so far. Absolutely loving this game. We are here to start the second half, Third quarter is about to be underway. The Jaguars, of course, will be kicking it off to the Chargers. Do they maybe go for a tricky onside kick? I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit too obvious right now. But we'll see what happens. And the kick is away. Looks like it's going to be a touchback. Touchback taken 2 yards deep in the end zone. Chargers will have the ball. I'm jealous. No, I think the Chargers are a good team, but my Niners are pretty darn good too, you know. Seattle had a great game plan today. Pete Carroll proved to be a top-tier coach and still got blown out. Yeah, Christian, I think you're 100% right on that. Yeah, no Green Bay, of course, no Green Bay. But I think, to me, Pete Carroll's a top 5 head coach in the NFL. 100%. 100%. 1st and 10, Chargers. Herbert and shotgun. Eckler to his left. They hand the ball off to Eckler. He's going to lose a bunch of yards. Loses about 4 yards there. And that's what Jacksonville, if you can force a quick 3 and out, you know, just forget about the first half and just try and beat the Chargers 20-0 in a half of football, and you can get to overtime. But I do want to thank all of you guys for hanging out on this Saturday night wild card game. Appreciate all of you for being here and chatting, and because I would be watching this game either way, and I love having the company in that. So pickup of 4 yards or 5 yards there on second down. Herbert with a quick throw, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 coming right up. Jaguars trying to get a little bit of momentum here. Can they get the stop here? 3rd and 9. This is a big third down here because you score a touchdown before halftime. If you force a 3 and out with a lot of ball game to go, you just never know what can happen. Herbert's in the shotgun. Kelly to his left. 2 receivers down low with the tight end. Keenan Allen in motion. Looks like it's going to be zone coverage. Herbert looking over the middle, going to dump it off, and I think there is a flag on the play, so Gerald Everett, the tight end, just dumps it off to him, gets a first down yardage, and I think, is that maybe Brandon Staley who's like super pumped up? There is a flag on the play, though, and we'll see what the call is. Initially, it's offside against the defense, and that's going to be declined, so it's a first down Chargers. Wow. The Jaguars thought the flag was like definitely on the Chargers, and some of them almost like stopped playing. But first down, no, it's first down Chargers. Gerald Everett having a big game, and they are already up to the Jacksonville 49. Herbert and shotgun, quick throw out to Keenan Allen. He's going to get some good yards here, gets first down yardage up to the Jacksonville 39, and that's it's not good. Not good at all for the not good for the Jags. Herbert scanning the scene. That was his 4th read essentially earlier. And yeah, Herbert's been given time back there. Hasn't really been pressured that much. And with the Jaguars, when you draft a guy number 1 overall, Trayvon Walker, you have a good player in Josh Allen. You bring in Arden Key. You are definitely hoping to get a lot more pressure. 1st and 10, and Herbert's looking, fakes the handoff, throws it, and it's going to be incomplete on 1st and 10. So 2nd and 10 coming up, looking for Gerald Everett on the sideline for maybe like a 3 or 4 yard pickup, but not going to happen. 2,115 subscribers. That still blows my mind. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, clearly offside. I think that some of the Jaguars thought it was going to be against the Chargers, and some of them almost looked like they stopped playing. So, I mean, either way, it was a flag for on Jacksonville. But now 2nd and 10 at the Jaguars 38, actually. Herbert and shotgun. He's got Eckler to his left. 2 receivers up top, 2 down low. Snap is away. Herbert's looking to throw. Gets hit as he throws, incomplete. Looking for Keenan Allen. And Darius Williams was right there in the coverage. If he just jumped to the ball a little bit, then he maybe could have picked that off. But just a click too slow was Darius Williams. But hey, it's a 3rd and 10 right now. Yeah, if he just jumped on that a little bit earlier, Herbert actually didn't take a shot at all. Smart play by the Jaguar defender because you don't want to hit him and that be like a 15-yard penalty. Here we go. Herbert in shotgun, back to his right. Snap is away. Jaguars bringing pressure, dumps it off, incomplete. Looking for Austin Eckler, and it's incomplete. And this is going to be a 4th down and 10 here. This would be a 56-yard field goal. I think if you're the Chargers, I mean, obviously it depends on how much confidence you have on the play, on your kicker. But do you maybe try and punt it and pin them way back? I think that's what they're going to do. They don't want to attempt the field goal, miss it, and give the Jaguars great field position. Here comes the punt. Scott with the punt is away. Fair catch called for at the 11-yard line. So Jacksonville does get the ball back. Go Jags. Yeah, let's do it. Jags still alive. There's 12 and a half minutes left in the third quarter. Would love to see the Jaguars get a drive going here. Would love to see that. I'm going to get me some more water. I do really hope that the Jaguars can make a game out of this. I really do. Just for, like, entertainment's sake. Because nobody really... The only blowout I ever want to see is when the Niners just completely blow out the Seahawks or whatever team they're playing. That I'm okay with. Like the Super Bowl, the Niners against the Broncos, beautiful. Super Bowl, Niners against the Chargers, beautiful. Love it. Even though I wasn't old enough to remember that live, of course, the Super Bowl against the Broncos. Chargers a little bit, but here we go. And then tomorrow, there's 3 games on. Holy moly. Same, just make it interesting. I mean, yeah, I kind of like your reasoning about it, Christian, where it's like maybe, I think the Chargers would have the best shot at knocking off Kansas City. Hey, Shifty, I got on the Chargers bandwagon when Herbert was drafted. I'm a Ducks fan, and I didn't have a favorite AFC team. But I've been a Niners fan since I started watching football. That's awesome, Kenny. Hey, if you're a Ducks fan, you're going to like this. Diomedor Lenore, former Oregon Duck, intercepted Geno Smith today. So an Oregon Duck for the 49ers got the interception. Oregon's a very good program, not a franchise, a very good college program. They've, of course, a lot of good players have come out of Oregon. Justin Herbert's the latest example of one of them. Some good quarterbacks over the years, some good and some not so good. But Mariota, he was an Oregon Duck too, right? Wasn't Mariota? Didn't Mariota go to Oregon? I think. Shifty still going strong. Hell yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Don't be afraid to hit the like button. If any of you guys are new, consider subscribing to the channel. Really helps out, especially the likes for engagement. 1st and 10, Jacksonville at their own 11. Lawrence in shotgun. Hands it off to Etienne. Going to take it and pick up about 3 yards on 1st down. Tackled by Joey Bosa. Hand it off, goes between the right guard and right tackle. Gets about 3 yards. So at least there's some positive yards on 1st down. So you have 2nd and 7 coming right up for the Jaguars. There's 12 minutes left in the third quarter. The Jaguars, of any team, they actually have the most points scored in their first drive of the second half. Lawrence in shotgun, empty backfield. Snap is away. Throws it, caught. Christian Kirk, 1st down, up to the 24-yard line. Let's go. Let's go, Jags. Let's make a game of it. Let's make a freaking game of this one. Still a lot of time left. One drive at a time. If you're Jacksonville, that's all you got to keep saying. One drive at a time. You're a Niner fan, Reba. Love it. Love it. If any fans of any team are welcome here, just as long as we're all a bit respectful, 1st and 10. Lawrence in shotgun. Snap is away, looking to throw. Throws it over. Going to be caught there by Evan Ingram, who's going to get about 7 yards. There might be there's a couple of Chargers maybe down on the ground. One of the guys, Michael Davis, who he looks like he's in a lot of pain right there. They kind of collided with one another. Hopefully he's okay. Of course, the NFL, after the whole Damar Hamlin thing, it's you're like, I'm a 9-year. Yeah, what? Yeah, you're a Niner, right? You're a Niner fan, is it? But yeah, Kenneth Murray actually laid a big hit on Mike Davis. Kenneth Murray, the Chargers linebacker, of course, tried to come in and maybe lay the hit on Evan Ingram, but ends up actually hitting his own guy and right in the back, actually. So that might be kind of gnarly right there. I think, and that's a starting cornerback down for the Chargers. Hopefully he's okay. Would definitely be a bummer to see anyone get hurt, especially in the playoffs. Hey, Shifty, is it okay to be a Niners fan and a Chargers fan? I'm a Ducks fan, so I mean, look, there's no. It's okay to. I mean, it's okay to be a fan of whatever way you want to do it, whoever you want to root for, and personally for me, and this again for me, look, I love the Niners to absolute death. There will be certain teams where I kind of like the way that they play, so I enjoy watching them. But in general, I'm really not the person to be actively rooting for another team consistently. But if that's I don't see why not. If that's what you're kind of if you're super into and you're down to do them, why not? Why not at all? 8 Ducks. Yeah, the Ducks. They get. There's a lot of prospects that come out of Oregon. Actually, one of my favorite draft crushes last year. It was an Oregon Duck. He ended up going to the Dolphins, and that was maybe as undrafted or maybe drafted pretty darn late. But I really liked Verone McKinley, the safety from Oregon. Thought someone that maybe the Niners could have picked up in the draft, but. Of course, instead, the Niners went the route and they picked up in free agency. They got Tashawn Gibson, and he's been really, really good. So I can't complain. Niners and Chargers hardly ever play each other, so I don't think that's off limits. Yeah, and again, look, of course, I'm a little bit confused when someone's like, well, I love the Niners, but I also kind of like... I also kind of like the, whatever, I like the Packers too, kind of, and maybe the Steelers as well. But I also kind of, it's okay, I mean, look, no judging, but I can understand having an AFC team and an NFC team. But for me, of course, there's no one that I'll root for nearly ever as hard for as I root for the 49ers. So. All right, here we go. 2nd and 3 for the Jaguars. Lawrence hands it off to Etienne, and he's actually going to fight for and gets the first down up to the 35-yard line with the help of a couple of offensive linemen behind him, just pushing him forward. Imagine I guess you're saying if it's the Niners and Chargers in the Super Bowl, then you'd root for the Niners. So there we go. 1st and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're actually running the ball relatively effectively. 4.4 yards a carry. Very respectable numbers. 1st and 10 now at their own 35. Lawrence and shotgun. Etienne to his left. Looking, just throws it underneath. That's going to be to Zay Jones, who's going to get about 5 yards on the play up to the 40-yard line. I don't respect... Yeah, I mean, if it's I'm a Niner fan and a Cowboy fan and a Seahawk fan, you're kind of like, what? But, I mean, if someone roots for multiple teams, then so be it, Who am I to judge? 2nd and 5 coming up. There's less than 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Lawrence and shotgun back to his right. 4 receivers. Snap is away. Fakes the handoff to Etienne. Throws over the middle. Wide open is Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram up near midfield. 1st down, Jacksonville. Niner fan, but enjoy competitive games. I like how you qualify, how you can be a fan, whoever you like. Totally, man. And and I sincerely mean that. Me personally, I would never say that I'm a fan of a team other than the Niners, but if someone is, like, whatever, it's sports, man. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun and let people, live and let live. That's kind of my whole thing. We have 41 people in here, by the way. Thank you so much for hanging out. Do consider liking the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, because it actually really does help out the channel. Second down coming right up here. 2nd and 5 for the Jaguars. Lawrence throws it. Nice catch by Evan Ingham. Breaks a tackle down to the 35, 30, 25, down near the 20-yard line of the Chargers. And are the Jaguars starting to make a little bit of a comeback here, folks? Montana, Craig, and Rice. Oh, yeah. I love Montana. Got my jersey. Got my poster back there. And big time run there by Evan Ingham. 1st and 10 at the Chargers 22. And ETN goes forward, picks up about 2.5 yards, 3 yards on 1st down. So 2nd and about 7 coming up. And there is 8.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. If the Jaguars can get a touchdown here, suddenly, this Jaguars defense has got a lot of rest right now. So this could be a game changer, but they really, because even if you kick the field goal, you're down 17. I mean, that's still a 3-possession game. Snap is away. Lawrence is looking to throw. Throws it for the end zone's got a man. Incomplete. Asante Samuel Jr. on the coverage. Really nice coverage. Looking for Zay Jones in the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. Jaguars got to pick up this 1st down here. Decent route there by Zay Jones going to the corner of the end zone, and just really nice coverage there by Asante Samuel Jr. And there we go. Incomplete. 3rd and 7, though. This is a big 3rd down here. I think if you're Jacksonville, you kind of are, maybe it's a little early for 4-down territory, but 3rd and 7. Lawrence in shotgun, empty backfield. Snap is away. Chargers bringing pressure. Lawrence gets sacked. Now you have to kick a field goal. Sacked back at the 31 or 32. There is a flag on the play, so we'll see what the flag is, though. Offside against the defense, so no sack. It's still going to be 3rd down, but it's going to be 3rd and 2 now. Joey Bosa was actually lined up offside. So instead of the sack, yes, Asante Samuel Jr.'s having... Holy Magoli. I don't think he... Oh, okay. He kind of was. Yeah, his hand was right there. The way that they have the red line on the screen makes it look as if he's not offside, but... So that's a huge mistake right there. Fun is dedicated to... Yeah, then everyone has their own definition of fun as well, however you want to do it. 3rd and 2 coming up now for the Jaguars. Lawrence in shotgun, flips out to ETN. ETN, 1st down Jaguars, down to the Charger 7-yard line. How big is that offside flag now against Joey Bosa? Instead of 4th and a mile where you'd have to kick a long field goal, you now have 1st and goal. Big time. That's a big time turn of events right there. We're up to 2,116 subscribers. Thank you so much to the latest subscriber. I don't always get the notification for who actually subscribes, so forgive me if I don't call you out specifically, but thank you for subscribing. 1st and goal at the 7. Lawrence in shotgun, empty backfield. Lawrence going to do a quick throw to Jamal Agnew. Agnew inside down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up, less than 7 minutes to go. You feel like Jacksonville, they have to go 4-down territory. We're already about eight and a half minutes gone in the 2nd half, and you're not any closer to the Chargers score. So I think you really have to think about, look, you got to get 7 here. 2nd and goal coming up from just outside the 5-yard line. Pickup of about 2 there from Jamal Agnew. Lawrence behind center. The back is ETN. 3 receivers down low, 1 up top. Ingram in motion. Pitches it to ETN up the middle. ETN's going to fall down to about the 1-yard line. Gets up to the 1. 6 minutes left in the 3rd. 3rd and goal coming up here. Do the Jaguars want to do a little hurry up and quarterback sneak it? I mean, you think that if you quarterback sneak it twice, you should be able to get a yard. You would think, at least. 3rd and goal. Here we go. Less than 6 minutes to go. If the Jaguars can get 7 points here, of course, that makes it a lot easier. But there's 9 seconds left on the play clock. They're not even breaking the huddle. They have to hurry up because these timeouts are going to be precious late in the game. They do get, though they don't. That's a flag, and it's a delay of game. It's a delay of game, or do they call the timeout? It's a delay of game. Oh, what were they doing taking so long to break the huddle? Man, that's just really poor clock management. But you have to save those timeouts when you're down this much in case if you make a comeback. Timeouts are just absolutely precious. So you just didn't need to do the and they actually see what the play call would have been. It would have been a handoff to Etienne at the middle, but damn. So now 3rd and goal coming up here for the Jaguars from the 6-yard line. Lawrence in shotgun, got Etienne to his left. Snap is away. Lawrence looking, throws it for the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville! Marvin Jones Jr. And that's a touchdown, Jaguars. Jaguars saying, hey, there's still 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. They didn't hear no bell. They didn't hear no bell. And can they tack on the extra point? It's a little bit interesting now. Lawrence throws a great route there by Marvin Jones. Lawrence looks to his right, comes back to his left, throws it for the end zone. Wide open, touchdown, Jacksonville. Extra point is good. So it's getting just a little bit interesting now. We have 42 people in here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. There's over 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And all of a sudden, the Chargers, we know that they're a little bit prone to making mistakes and collapsing a little bit. So, yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we'll see what this is just getting a little interesting now. But just like that, it's game on right now. Game on. That's the 2nd touchdown pass of the day for Trevor Lawrence. First one to Evan Ingram. Second one there to Marvin Jones Jr. I didn't hear no bell. Was that Randy Marsh? I didn't hear no bell. Chargers better be careful. The momentum is shifting in a big way, man, in a big time way. Because here's the thing. Now, if you're the Jaguars, if you can just get a stop on defense, of course, if you get a 3 and out, of course, if you get a turnover, you're happy. But if you just get a stop here and can get the ball back with maybe a little bit of time left in the 3rd quarter, your offense is now kind of feeling a lot more confident moving the ball. This could be a game. Plenty of time. Yeah, 20 in terms of just total game time, there's 20 minutes and 11 seconds. So we're just about 2/3 of the way through the game, but we still got a lot of time left, and the Jaguars might be able to make this a ball game. But they need to get another stop on the Chargers. That's what they need to do. We might have a game now. Yep, John, you're right. Get those Brita filter emojis in the chat. Love to see it. Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope we have a good game here. Larry James, Asante Samuel Jr. is Trevor's daddy. Let's go Chargers. Hey, man, I respect that you're, going for your Chargers, of course. Asante Samuel Jr., someone who I wanted the Niners to draft so badly in that 2nd round of it was 2021 draft, right? And then I think he just went like 1 or 2 picks to the Chargers, of course, before the Niners. And we took Aaron Banks. And honestly, this time a year ago, that was looking like a disaster. But this year, Aaron Banks, he's had a really solid year at left guard. I mean, I wouldn't say Pro Bowl caliber. He kind of struggled a little bit down the stretch. But overall, I think that Aaron Banks has been good. I think he's been very solid. So I still would take Asante Samuel Jr., but Aaron Banks I am totally okay with. And that's the big play on this drive right there, that Trevor Lawrence, who was sacked on a 3rd down by, I think that's Bryce Callahan, is it? Then it was actually Joey Bosa was offside. extends the drive, and the Jacksonville Jaguars able to score 7. Kick is away and fielded and taken back to the 22-yard line. And that Charger player took a shot there. That was a big-time shot. 5:06 left in the third quarter. Chargers have the ball at their own 22, maybe 23-yard line. Looks like DeAndre Carter, wide receiver of the Chargers, is staying on the sideline. We're told he's questionable to return. Banks is looking like he will be solved. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do, yeah, exactly. There we go for a good game. Love it, DJ. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Herbert's in shotgun. Eckler to his left. Eckler motions out wide. Herbert throwing it deep. Caught. Nice catch there. And that's going to be, Jaguars are saying incomplete. It was caught by Gerald Everett. Maybe they'll go hurry up to the Jaguars. They'd want to feel pretty damn confident if they're going to challenge this. Oh, that's incomplete. They did not challenge it. They did not get the challenge off, and that's incomplete. So that would have been a good challenge, but the Chargers went to the line of scrimmage so fast. Yeah, that was really clever by the Chargers just to get the ball off. Because he clearly lost that ball. It was no catch. I mean, it's very hard for the officials to tell, but that was clearly no catch. If they were able to get the challenge off, they would have won that challenge. But that's the tricky thing. When you're down this much, every timeout, you don't want to challenge that unless you're 100% sure, and then you can't lose that. You can't lose that timeout. Herbert fakes the handoff, gets the ball. Gerald Everett here running for first down. Chargers. And he's plowing over guys, knocking guys down all the way up to the Jacksonville 31-yard line. Goes Gerald Everett, the tight end. And just unbelievable. Nice run. And I think the Jaguars there were trying a little bit too hard. Instead of just wrapping up and making the tackle, they were trying to just knock the ball out. Yeah, exactly. McGlinchey played a fine game. No flags and nothing significant that I saw him really get beat on. So it's 1st and 10 Chargers at the Jacksonville 31. Jags need a turnover here. They hand the ball off to Eckler, and Eckler is going to lose a yard on the play. Back to the 32-yard line. 2nd and 11 coming up. Less than 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Have I ever been to Texas? No. I've only stopped over there on layovers, but I've never spent any time there. Not that I'd love to. I think it would be a lot of good things, but yeah. The coach has to throw the challenge flag, the head coach. But they were obviously, they would have had people upstairs, whoever being like kind of like on the walkie being like, hey, you might want to challenge this, but you have to get it off in time. Chargers went hurry up. 2nd and 11, Herbert's in shotgun. Looking to throw. He's got time. Time's running out and gets rid of the ball to Eckler. Almost got sacked. Arden Key was right there. And it almost takes him down for the sack. And it's going to be 3rd and 11. Can the Jaguar defense get a stop? Because theoretically, even if the Chargers were to kick a field goal, it's still theoretically a 2-possession game. But the Jags, of course, would need 2 touchdowns with 2 2-point conversions. That's it's a tall order. 3:07 left in the third. Chargers in shotgun. It's Herbert. Eckler to his left. 2 receivers up top. 2 down low. Snap is away. Herbert's looking to throw. Throws it. Incomplete. And nobody was even close. Is that going to be maybe is that potentially intentional grounding? Like, he was definitely not out of the pocket, but he got the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. But that almost seemed just like a throwaway play right there. Oh, interesting. No call for intentional grounding. I guess maybe there was a player in the area, but geez, this is a 50-yard field goal attempt here for the Chargers. Snap is away, hold is good, kick is up, and it's looking perfect, and it is. So the Chargers do tack on 3 more points. So it's still a 2-possession game. And obviously, look, if you're the Jaguars, if you're the Jaguars, you cannot give up any more points. You cannot give up any more points for the rest of the game. Crazy fiance, crazy guy. How many days have lived? Whole bunch. How? Might want to resend that crazy guy, and I'll be more than happy to. Can't follow along totally. Kenny says, I became a fan of the 49ers when John Brody was quarterback. Wow, that's going way back. My mom was a Niners fan, and my dad was a Rams fan. Wow. Yeah, the John Brody was one of number 12, and that's why, of course, the number 12 for the Niners is retired. The number 12 briefly came out of retirement back in 2006 and maybe 2007 as well when Trent Dilfer was with the Niners. He asked the permission from John Brody's family, and they said yes. Agnew with the return up to the 32-yard line. Nice return for the Jaguars right there. Decent starting field position. Trevor Lawrence, there's 2:51 left in the third. Can the Jaguars keep going? Defensive player of the year is, Bosa. It has to be Bosa. You can get the ball 4 times in a quarter, no problem. I mean, you can, but not always the easiest thing to do that. But if you are the Jaguars, how many days have I lived? Oh, there you go. Man, well, like the Cowboys, I mean, as a franchise, and it really depends on how you look at it. But it's the same as the Niners. We haven't won a Super Bowl in long time as well. So 1st and 10, Lawrence hands it to Etienne. Etienne makes a guy miss and ends up getting actually good yardage there. Ends up picking up 5. Could have easily lost 1 or 2. Crazy guy's more drunk than me. Yeehaw. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Etienne on the day, 14 rushes for 63 yards. About 4.5 yards per carry, a little bit over. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Jaguars at their own 37. Lawrence in shotgun. Etienne to his right. 3 receivers down low. 1 up top. Snap is away. Lawrence looking to throw. Got time. Throws it. It's going to be caught. And that's Marvin Jones Jr. Makes a guy miss and gets up near midfield. And that's 1st down Jacksonville. 2 minutes left. And it was actually Derwin James, a really good safety. Derwin James went to Florida State, I think, right? Was it Asante Samuel Jr. maybe? Yeah, it looks like Michael Davis, the cornerback for the Chargers, is still out after leaving the game earlier. 1st and 10, Lawrence hands it off to Etienne, who actually gets about 8 yards on the play. Looked like it was a little option play right there, and Lawrence kind of ran as if he was keeping it, so good stuff. Hell yeah, I'm drunk. Yeehaw! And 22, man, that's awesome. And you're engaged. 2nd and 2, Lawrence gives it to Etienne and gets a 1st down up to the Chargers 38. Jaguars going hurry up now. Back in the day, the unicolors were either black or white on my TV. I've actually never had a hangover. 5 yards on the scramble. Wow, yeah. 42 people in here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. They're up to the Chargers 39-yard line. A minute to go in the third quarter. Lawrence changing up the play here a little bit. Etienne to his left. Snap is away. Good protection. Lawrence throwing it for the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown Jaguars. And that's Zay Jones. Touchdown Jaguars. And hold on a second. We got ourselves a game here. Jaguars have to go for 2, right? And Zay Jones, the wide receiver, former second round pick of the Buffalo Bills out of TCU. Correct me if I'm wrong there, anyone in the chat? And they're going to be going for 2 here. Try to make it a 1-possession game. Crazy, just keep it going with the hair. We've got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. And the Jaguar players were like telling the crowd to be like, shut the hell up. We're trying to focus. Get loud when the Chargers are on the field. 44 seconds left in the third. Here's the 2-point conversion. Lawrence in shotgun. JaMychal Hasty to his right. 3 receivers up top, 1 down low. Christian Kirk in motion, going down low. Snap is away. Lawrence looking. Throws it for the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Zay Jones. Incomplete. So the 2-point conversion is no good. However, we still have A lot of game left. We still have more than a full quarter of football, and we have ourselves a 10-point game. Good for you guys. Crazy life is nothing. If you don't enjoy, yeah, you got to enjoy it once in a while. You and your girl are drunk. That's awesome. Wow, this has turned into a game, says Robert. Yeah, John Reed, get the Brita. There we go. And Zay Jones was just wide open. Touchdown Jaguars. And it's a 10-point game. There's still about 40. There's a flag on the play. Oh, it's against the Jaguars. Oh, it's against Joey Bosa? Unsportsmanlike conduct on Joey Bosa. So does that mean they get to redo the 2-point attempt, or is that on the kickoff? Probably I would assume on the kickoff, right? Yeah, it's on the kickoff. It's not going to be a repeat of the 2-point conversion, but it is on the kickoff. So, of course, the Chargers will have no opportunity to return the ball. Joey Bosa is looking for a holding call, or he's doing something, but he's getting, obviously, the official's talking to Joey Bosa, and then Joey must have said something to him. Is that point going to fall them? I hope so. That means a good ending. Yeah. Ugh. I mean, he had Zay Jones there, but that was really good coverage by Asante Samuel Jr., but they're making a game of it. That could haunt them. Jag fans don't know what to do in playoff situations. They hardly ever been here before. So the kick is away, and they're actually doing like a really short kick, which is pretty smart. And the Chargers get up to about the 19 or 20-yard line. There's 40 seconds left in the third quarter, so we're actually still in the third quarter. So there's still plenty of time left. Penalty, yeah, it was exactly. Yeah, it took me a second to realize it, but it was after the 2-point attempt, so it gets assessed on the kickoff. And all of a sudden, Trevor Lawrence has 3 touchdown passes in this game. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. 1st and 10, Chargers. Herbert hands it off to Eckler, and Eckler is maybe going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That will most likely do it for till the end of the third quarter. I'm sure the Chargers will be in no rush to run their next play. Exactly. New fans learning. Green Bay. Let's also, guys, and something that, let me see, Mass Clamps saw a couple of plays where it seemed defenders were just kind of standing around lost. Yeah, you're not wrong. This is going to take us to the end of the third quarter, but let's also, just a heads up, in case, because it's probably going to happen at least at one point during the playoffs. Remember, overtime this year in the playoffs, if the first team that gets the ball scores a touchdown, the other team still has an opportunity to go down and tie it up. Just let's not forget that if the situation comes up where it's overtime in the playoffs, no matter what, both teams have a chance to get the ball. I still don't understand why the 49ers didn't kick it deep right before halftime. John, yeah, I kind of get it too because, well, number one, the Niners kick return coverage wasn't great today. So they obviously didn't want the opportunity for the Seahawks to return it up to like midfield. Typically with the squib kick, you kick it and it's going to be someone who's not really used to returning the ball. And they maybe get a couple of yards. Really the issue with the before halftime was the fact that Jimmy Ward laid that big hit on Geno Smith. That was the issue. 10 points, plenty of time. I can remember a couple of times Niners winning by 10 at the start of the fourth and lost. Yeah, I mean, every team, there's been plenty of times for every team where that's happened, where they've been winning and then bam. You know, you never know what can happen. Smoking up. DJG, my neighbors usually go onto there and smoke up. It's 41 degrees, so they set up a tent on their patio. That's great. That's hilarious. Let's do... We are at 47 likes, by the way. Thank you so much for all the likes. And we also have a new subscriber. So thank you very much to the latest subscriber. Again, I don't get the notification always. Sometimes I do for who subscribed, but appreciate that latest subscription. Thank you so much. And if we can get to 49 likes, that would be awesome for the 49ers. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back, and we're going to be back for the fourth quarter. I'm drinking so much water, it's just going right through me. P for the D, as Tom Grossi would say. So it looks like there was a false start on the Chargers. Herbert throwing over the middle, going to be caught, and that's going to be Josh Kelly, first down, or Josh Palmer, sorry. First down, Chargers. Nice pickup on 2nd and 15. Mad respect to the Jags for not giving up. Yeah, of course, and this is a young team. They're going to learn from this. Herbert is able to get rid of the ball over the middle, just stands really tall in the pocket, delivers a nice strike to Palmer, and they get a whole bunch of yards. They're up to their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Herbert and shotgun back to his left. It's Kelly's in the backfield with him. Snap is away. They hand it to Kelly. Going to bounce around up the middle and ends up fighting and gets about 3 yards on 1st down, so 2nd and 7 coming right up. I was really hoping there that the Jaguars would be able to hold them, and get the 3 and out and really make this game super interesting. But if the Jaguars can get a stop here, it is all to play for. Crazy guy's having a good time. He's having a great time. Love to see it, as you should when you're 22. Herbert and shotgun, empty backfield now. Jaguars kind of playing pretty soft coverage right here. You'd like to see them get up a little bit closer to the line. Herbert gets sacked! There we go. He gets sacked. No way. That's not a flag. What? He let him go. What? There is no way that's a flag. Unbelievable. That's a garbage call. What is that? No, I think that someone needs to come in and be like, oh, I guess he did kind of push him. Trayvon Walker, number 1 overall pick, shoves Herbert to the ground. And I guess they called it on Fadakasi, but that's an awful call. I mean, it's Herbert. The Academy Award goes to Justin Herbert. Nice tackle there by the Jaguar defender, Aluakon. But 2nd and long. It should have been 3rd and long. Those guys with the yellow gloves, I keep thinking there's a flag flying, and just glad I'm not driving. Yes, definitely. You don't want to drive if you've had anything to drink, man. It should have been, it was on 44, not 94, the flag. 2nd and 9 coming up now for the Chargers. Now, if you're Trayvon Walker, you got to make a play to make up for that. Herbert and shotgun. Snap is away. You fake the handoff. And Herbert throwing it down the field, incomplete. Looking for Keenan Allen down the field, and it's incomplete. There's 12:48 left in the game. Come on, Jags. Let's get a stop here on third down. 3rd and 9 coming up. Can the Jaguars get a stop? Here we go. 3rd and 9 coming up. Man, this is where Trayvon Walker, #1 overall pick. You had a boneheaded play there where there was like the personal foul. This is where you got to make up for it. Get a sack, force a quick throw. Herbert and shotgun. He's got Kelly to his left. Snap is away. He's got a lot of time. Time's running out, though. Arden Key closing on. Herbert's going to run for it, and he's got the first down and more up to the Jacksonville 40-yard line. And Herbert runs for the first down, LA. Chargers pick up the first down. Arden Key was right there. I get protect the quarterback player, but that felt a little iffy, but not surprised when you make a boneheaded play, you're going to get the call. It was because, and I think it was, Trayvon Walker just basically did that. Like if Trayvon Walker was like, oh, I think even if Herbert falls down, it's nothing, but the ref could see that he went like that. So do I agree with the call? No, but yeah, it's one of those things too where it's like, look, well, Chargers call their first time out of the second half. Ooh, there's about how much left to play in this game? We have 12 minutes left in the game. Now the Jaguars, they have to get a stop. I mean, ultimately, if you give up a field goal, it's still you can't give up a touchdown, but you have to 3 or nothing, of course. But yeah, it's just right in front of the officials. It's not initially I didn't see that because of the camera angle for the game. I actually didn't see the initial the shove by Trayvon Walker, but when they showed the replay and it was right in front of the official, it's kind of like, ugh. I mean, yeah, I think Christian, you kind of summed it up best, where it's like I don't agree with that call. I don't think that should necessarily be in the rule book, but also as a defender, that these are the things in the rule book that the officials always look for. They're protecting the quarterback. That you don't have to do that. That's just completely unnecessary. So very unnecessary to do that if you are if you're the Jaguar player. Have you ever used beer to BBQ? I have not. I have not used it, but I'd be curious to hear if I know some people use it a lot. They use a lot of different kinds of beer, so that'd be pretty interesting to hear about. But we're going to have 1st and 10 for the Chargers coming up. There's 12 minutes left in the game. They're at the Jaguars' 40-yard line. You really feel like the Jaguars need a turnover here. If you're the Jaguars, you can give up a field goal and it's still a 2-possession game. If the Chargers score a touchdown here, then I think that's going to just be too much to come back from. But crazy fiance says, I guess I'm staying at my friend's house for a sleepover because I ain't drive yet. You definitely, if you've been drinking a lot, definitely don't drive. And then Neville Qua, by the way, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel 7 minutes ago. Greatly appreciate it. And I always appreciate all the support for the channel. Tomorrow night, Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals. Tyler Huntley might play, which they will at least need him because who was their 3rd-string quarterback? But, yeah, not good. 1st and 10, Chargers at the 41. Herbert behind center. Eckler's the back. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Snap is away. They fake the handoff. Herbert throws it, incomplete. That's definitely no flag. Looking for Keenan Allen. No flags on the... What? Come on, refs. You got to get out of this. I'm doing 2 games tomorrow. You got to be freaking kidding me with this. Oh, it's against the Chargers. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I thought it was going to be ineligible man downfield. Zion Johnson, the very good rookie lineman from Boston College. I'm going to be doing 2 games tomorrow. I'm going to be doing I'm pretty certain that what I'll be doing, he was way down the field. I'll be doing the Vikings and Giants and Ravens Bengals. 1st and 15 for the Chargers at the Jaguars 46. Herbert looking to throw. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. That's Arden Key. 2nd and 15 coming up. There's still 11:48 left in the game. Yeah, push comes to shove, you can always Uber. Yeah, 8:53. It's still very early, but I would say it's you never want to always err on the side of caution, man. If you're not feeling 100%, I would say stay there, or else stay at your friend's house, or else get an Uber home. But I would say I'd probably, if you're saying you're real drunk, I would say you shouldn't be driving until tomorrow. 2nd and 15. Herbert's in shotgun, looking to throw. He's got time back there. Throws over the middle. It's going to be caught by number 88. That's is that Parham, I think? No, that's going to be Trey McKitty, tight end out of Oklahoma, I believe. I think he went to Oklahoma. Decent pickup there. Maybe got about 7 or 8 yards, 9 yards on the play. So 3rd down coming up. And if you're the Jaguars, you feel like you really got to get the stop here. You got to get the stop here. 3rd and 4 coming up. So a pickup of about 10. Monday, I will probably do the Cowboys-Bucks game. 3rd and 4. Herbert throws it. Caught. 1st down. Chargers to Keenan Allen. Jaguars bring a DB blitz, but not enough. It's too little, too late, and the Chargers pick up the 1st down. Herbert finds Keenan Allen open. Oh, yeah, just enough for the 1st down. It's 1st down, Chargers. I'm going to go sleep my drunkenness off. Nice throw. Just a great play call, and yeah. 1st and 10, Chargers. Herbert in shotgun, back to his right. Snap is away. They hand it off to Eckler, who's got some room to run. Gets about 5 yards on the play, almost able to rip the ball out. But it's going to be a pickup of 4 yards. We have just over 10 minutes, about 10 minutes left in the game. Nice PSA. Shifty, don't drink and drive. Absolutely, 100%. Don't even, because that can lead to some really bad consequences. So always, if you're ever unsure, if you feel 100% good, and always err on the side of caution and wait till the next day. An Uber, always the way to go, or stay where you're at. 2nd and 6 now for the Chargers at the Jaguars 25. Snap is away. They hand it off to Eckler again. Got to get him down. Eckler, and actually that's Joshua Kelly, and ends up getting about 3 yards. So 3rd and 3 coming up, and this is another big 3rd down. Jaguars have struggled a bit on 3rd down in this game. They got to get the stop here, because at least if you can force the field goal, it's still a 2-possession game. So, and you still have over about 9 minutes left in the game. So there's still a chance. 3rd and 3 coming on up. This is the drive. This is where the Jaguars need to make a play here. Herbert's in shotgun. Eckler to his left. Keenan Allen in motion. Jaguars bringing the pressure. Herbert out of the pocket. There is a flag on the play. It's going to be incomplete. And there is a flag on the play, which is typically going to be in the area of holding against the offense. It is holding on the offense. So here's the question now, if you're the Jaguars. Do you want to accept this? The penalties declined. You're tired because you went to get your dog spayed and neutered. Yeah. So, and that's pretty smart. I think that's a smart call to decline it, because time is more important than even if you make the field goal a little bit more tricky. I think that you don't want to risk having another 40 seconds come off the clock. So Chargers with a field goal attempt here. Cameron Dickers made it from 22, 23, and 50 yards. This is a 40-yard attempt, just a little bit longer than the extra point. Snap is away. Hold is pretty good. Kick is up, and it's going to be no good. He missed it. The ball just went crazy to the left, and he missed it. 10-point game still. And now the Jags will have decent field position, but he missed it. It went wide left. Wow. Now, here we go. This is game on, folks. Game on. The 40-yard field goal attempt was no good, and the Jaguars will probably have the ball right around their 30-yard line. There is hope if you're a Jaguar fan. 10-point game. There is 8:47 left in the game. Jaguars should get the ball right around their own 30-yard line. You're telling the Jags there's a chance. They're hanging around. I thought Shifty was going to say nice job on the spay and neuter. Like, I mean, that's probably a smart thing, right? So you're telling me there's a chance. Yeah, I mean, it's usually the wise thing, I guess, to do, of course, you know, for if you know, with the dogs. But wow, misses it wide left, Cameron Dicker. And now the Jaguars touchdown and field goal, very different now than 2 touchdowns, obviously. We'll see, can they make it happen? Game on, Carr. Game on. We got little Wayne's World references. We got Dumb and Dumber references. Love to see it. I'll probably get to sleep after the game ends, yeah. That's a good decision, man. But this officially is, there is some things yet to be determined here. This game is not over. Mask Clamps Sniffer says, let's come down to the last play. Man, that would be exciting, wouldn't it? Yeah, don't end up like Harold and Kumar. Exactly. Wow, I haven't seen that movie. I think when it first came out, I saw it, but since then, I haven't seen that one. Hey, Wayne, and then she just hits the car and flips over. It's like, Stacy, we broke up. Are you mental? Hi, Wayne. Bam. Wow. After a horrible, one of the worst first halves in football that in recent memory for a quarterback, Trevor Lawrence is going to get, throws it away, going to get sacked. He's sacked on the play. And they lose 10 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 20 coming up for the Jaguars. I hate when they come back so late from the freaking commercials that you basically miss the snap of the ball. Like, what the hell? So 2nd and 20 now for the Jaguars after the 10-yard loss on the sack. And just unbelievable. Yeah, right? I mean, either way, it's going to be basically 2nd and 20 where it's like, oh, did he get stood? Maybe one of his thumb got stood on. 2nd and 19, they were calling it for Lawrence. Snap is away, looking to throw. Throws it, incomplete. Looking, and there's a flag coming in, a late flag, and that's going to be against the Chargers, and that should give them a first down. Number 36, Taylor of the Chargers, maybe got there a little bit early. Trevor Lawrence had to change out his helmet, I think. Maybe he's going to get his thumb. Yeah, his thumb is bleeding. So Lawrence's thumb is bleeding. I'm in Delaware. We're in Texas, rootin' tootin' cowboy. And it's like, hey, I'm in Delaware. Great. Love it. Delaware. Yeah, Lawrence's left thumb is bleeding pretty gnarly right there. So they're going to get him patched up, I think. And we'll have to see. They'll have to do like a little. Maybe they give him some glove. Nope, they just got the thumb patched up. So luckily it's not on his throwing hand, though. So that's a big difference. 1st and 10 Jaguars after the penalty gives them first down. And it's going to be pickup of about 6 or so. It's going to be 2nd and 4 coming up for the Jaguars. Less than 8 minutes to go. So the Jaguars got to go into a hurry-up offense here. They do have all 3 timeouts, of course, but still. I don't understand why players don't play because of a broken thumb. Yeah, I mean, it definitely, you're so used to, you're so used to, muscle memory that it's got to be a little bit difficult to adjust. 2nd and 4, though. Lawrence looking to throw. Does throw it. It's going to be, did he catch it? They're going to say he caught it, but I think the Chargers are maybe going to want to take a look at this. But, of course, if you're the Chargers and it is a catch, then I think that's a catch. I just don't know if you can overturn that. The Chargers are going to challenge this, but I actually think that's going to be not enough to overturn it. We're some pretty white dudes. Talking about Wayne's World. Love it. Those yellow gloves are messing with my head, he says. So the Chargers are going to challenge the ruling on the field that whether it was a good catch. Now, from the one angle that they showed of it, I don't think that there is enough to overturn it. I think he has the ball in his hands. You could argue that maybe his hands are not below it, but from that angle, I don't see how you can overturn it. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. If anyone actually has the game on TV, what you guys think, because I think that's a good. Maybe he didn't catch it per like the letter of the law, but I just don't think there's anything. I just don't think there's enough evidence on that one replay to overturn it. So. That's pretty cool. The iPhone 14 has stabilizes the video if you're moving as you're recording. Yeah, I just don't think that there's enough evidence to overturn that one right there. I mean, you could argue that when he went to the ground, you could see that his hands weren't necessarily under the ball, but I still think he had control of it. And I just don't know if you can overturn that. From that, unless there's another angle. Chase McLeod. Is it McLeod? I got it on TV. I think he caught it. Yeah, I think you're right, Chase. I think 100% you're right, man. I just from the one angle that they showed on TV, I just don't think that there's nearly enough evidence to overturn it. Unless maybe there is another angle that we haven't seen yet, which shows it differently. But I think that you have to keep that as a catch. Plus, stops the clock for the Jaguars. Plus, they get to kind of think about, hey, you can kind of get the next few plays basically ready to go. So if they don't get this, of course, that's another. They've already used one timeout. That's a second timeout that they would lose. But I just don't think you can overturn this. Looks like a catch to me too. Yeah, me too. I agree with both of you guys, but there's been so many times where I've been 99.9% sure of something, and then they just say no. They're like, oh, it's actually no catch or whatever. All right. It is a catch. So the ruling on the field stands, and the Chargers are called for their second timeout. That is a catch. Yep. Call stands. It is a first down Jaguars. It is a catch. The Chargers, they do have one more challenge that they can use in the next 5 minutes and 4 seconds. But Chargers only have one timeout. But the Jaguars, number one, it stops the clock too. Stops the clock, and they get to really think about what they want to do these next few plays. 1st and 10 Jacksonville at their own 41-yard line. What can the Jaguars do? 7:04 left in the game. Lawrence has ETN to his right in the backfield. Snap is away. Lawrence running out of time. Quick throw. Nice there. Nice catch by Christian Kirk and able to stay on his feet into Charger territory up to the Chargers' 48-yard line. And that's going to be first down yardage to the Charger 47. If I could pick the 49ers next game, I don't know. I'm kind of actually with whoever, 6.5 minutes to go in the game. 1st and 10 at the Charger 47. Lawrence takes the snap, throws it over the middle, incomplete, throws it behind Marvin Jones Jr. And I think maybe more than anything, that was not necessarily a throwaway, but maybe kind of. Excuse me. Yeah, John Reed, honestly, if it comes down to like who do I want to play, I don't know. I think any team, really. I think whichever team, whoever we get, that is who it is, and you could argue the Buccaneers that because, hey, we beat the living daylights out of them earlier in the year, but it's Tom Brady. So 6.5 minutes left. Chargers bringing pressure. Lawrence throws it wide open. Good catch. Christian Kirk gets out of bounds. But the clock will keep moving, of course, once the ball gets set. So there's 6:23 left. The clock should start moving momentarily. I think it's in the last 5 minutes, but that is a first down. Nice route there by Christian Kirk. Gets out of bounds and gets up to the Charger 25 or so. DJG, regardless of the outcome of this game, I'm going to watch Wayne's World 1. There we go. And a catch. Evan Ingram down to the 15, down inside the 15 near the 10-yard line. Gets out of bounds too. So that's also going to slow the clock. We might, as a first and goal, maybe just outside of first and goal. And there's 6:05, 6:04. Now the clock is moving. First and goal, they're calling it at the 10-yard line. Jaguars got to get the call in. John Bowman, who do you think win between the Buccaneers or the Cowboys? That's a tough one. I think the Cowboys, but I just think the Buccaneers offense has struggled so much. But then again, you just can't count out Brady. So first and goal at the 9-yard line. Lawrence and shotgun, 5.5 minutes left. Agnew in motion. Snap is away. Lawrence looking to throw. Looking. Looks for the end zone. Incomplete, but that Ingram looking for a flag. He's not going to get it. I actually thought that that could have been a flag. Gilman, the defender for the Chargers, I thought he kind of grabbed the arm of Evan Ingram. Yeah, Robert says he really wished they made 2 last time. Hey, there you go. No, actually, that's not really a flag. That's a good no call. He kind of had his arm around like here a little bit, but I mean, Mike Evans, I don't know, is Mike Evans healthy or Chris Godwin? Second and goal. Snap is away. Lawrence looking. Got time. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Christian Kirk. Touchdown, Jaguars. And there's 5 minutes and 25 seconds left. Lawrence just throws his 4th touchdown of the game. Jaguars got to kick and score this extra point. Wow. Nice route there. Great throw. How did he get that in there? Christian Kirk, bam. And number 23 of the Charger defense almost swatted it away, but it's a touchdown. Christian Kirk, Jaguars lining up here for the extra point attempt. There's a flag on the play here. Joey Bosa is going crazy here. He's still on the field and he smashes his helmet on the ground. This might be against Joey Bosa. I'm not sure what the call is here. But Joey Bosa was still on the field. And he just got his helmet and in frustration just slams his helmet. But what's the call here? I don't think that was a false start. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Bosa. So I think that you kick the extra point. They're saying definitely a false start? I don't know. Bosa either looking for a false start against the Jaguars or maybe a holding. Okay, yeah, I mean, maybe like a hair. He went like a hair early, but I don't know if, it seems like with the offensive tackles lately that they've been able to get away with a lot of that stuff, If they get a stop here, oh, God, yeah. Joey Bosa maybe feels like he got held there, but so they're going to go for 2. Why are they going for 2? I guess if you get the 2-point conversion, then if you kick a field goal, you win the game. But this is gutsy right here. Doug Pederson from the 1-yard line Doug Pederson and the Jaguars are going for the 2-point attempt. 5:25 left in the game. Wow. Trevor Lawrence behind center. Snap is away. Lawrence gets it over, and it's a good 2-point conversion. It is a good 2-point conversion. He gets it, and that's going to be 28-30. Or are they calling it off? I think that was a good one, right? He seemed to get his hand over, and that he got across the goal line. Holy moly. And Joey Bosa has kind of imploded here. He's had a couple of really big time penalties, and that's going to be good. Just realized I got a slice of pizza from before the first game sitting right next. Yeah, that's good. He got way above the way across the goal line, and even on the second, he definitely got that's a good 2-point conversion. So now, Vikings point differential, -3 for the season. Frauds, so beatable. Niners point difference is 173. Yeah, the Niners had the best point differential in the NFL. Now, of course, people will say that the Niners had an easy schedule, and maybe they're right, but still, hey, the results are what they are. So there's 5:25 left in the game. The Jaguars are going to be kicking it off to the Chargers. Jaguars, all 3 timeouts. Of course, there's the 2-minute warning. Cook with the kickoff. It's going to be a touchback. Bosa versus Bosa in the Super Bowl, says Pitties. I don't know. Pizza for the win, the Bosa Bowl. We'll have to wait and see. But not so fast, because after the Chargers were up 27-0. It was 27-0. Now the Jaguars are, and this is the game. This is the game on. Jaguar fans getting crazy, and as they should be. 5:25 left. Herbert behind center, single back. Gerald Everett, the tight end, in motion. 3 tight ends, 1 receiver. Fakes the handoff. Does Herbert? Herbert's gonna get sacked on the play and loses 7 yards. And there's a bunch of guys in there. Number 95 and Trayvon Walker. Roy Robertson Harris, Trayvon Walker in there for the sack. Ooh, Zach F., thank you, man. I appreciate that, bud. Tony Palmieri. Are the Chargers going to charge her? I think that they just might. They are imploding. They just lost 7 yards, so 2nd and 17 coming up for the Chargers. Dang, second place, yeah. I'm loving the comeback, yeah. 2nd and 17, Herbert and shotgun, looking to throw, dumps it off. It's going to be to Eckler. Eckler is only going to get about maybe 4 yards on the play, so we have 3rd and 13 coming up. Never underestimate the Jags. DJ Jean. Hey, I guess so, man. 3rd and 13 coming up. There's just over 4 minutes left in the game. Chargers will probably be fairly happy to wind this down, but then you maybe have to think about, well, damn, if the Jaguars get the ball back, we want some time to still do something. But 3rd and 13, this is a huge play. If the Chargers pick up the first down, this could change a lot of things right now. In shotgun, Herbert looking to throw. Time's running out, throws it off to Kelly, makes the catch, but he's going to be about 5 yards short of the first down. They're at their own 30-yard line. It's 4th down. The Jaguar defense holds. Chargers are going to have to punt the ball away. And all of a sudden, the Jaguars are going to get the ball back. Do the Chargers? We know the Chargers do some crazy things with Brandon Staley, so do they maybe try a fake? I don't think so, not at this part of the field. I think you just have to punt it away and maybe hope that Joey Bosa can make up for it. 77 people in here, guys. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're going to be doing 2 games tomorrow and Monday as well. Snap is away. Scott with the punt. That is Jamal Agnew. Going to leave it, let it go, just let it bounce. And it's going to be Jaguars will start right around their own 20-yard line. Holy moly. Robert, dang, we were Max Clissover. I'm so happy I clicked over to Sven Gulli. Dang, we were talking, Robert says, dang, we were talking about Colts-Vikings game. Stranger things have happened. Here it is. Chargers are charging crazy. A field goal for the Jags puts them ahead. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. There's 3:09 left in the game. 3 timeouts. 2-minute warning. They are at their own 21-yard line. So they have about maybe 45 yards to go to get into reasonable field goal range. Almost intercepted on the first play. Wow. Looking for the quick pass, and the Charger D lineman was just right there and almost intercepted right off the bat. Holy moly. Imagine that. Imagine a 5th interception on Kyle Van Noy. Former Patriot, almost intercepted the ball in the first play. Whew. Dang. Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 2nd and 10. Lawrence in shotgun. Chargers bringing pressure. Lawrence steps up. Catch made. Christian Kirk, 1st down, up to the 33-yard line. Less than 3 minutes to go in the game. 30-28. I guess this is another reason why you don't pull your QB, yeah. I'm yelling so loud, the potheads in the tent next door are wondering what's wrong with me. Also, I'm 9 years old. There you go, Jonna. Excellent. Good stuff. That was, 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Love how Shifty calmly yet passionately does the play-by-play. Thank you, Tony. Lawrence in trouble in the shotgun. Actually going to run for it now. Going to get out of bounds. Gets up to about the 40, maybe 41-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down coming up right here. 2:25 left in the game. And this game, we have game on officially here in Jacksonville at TIAA Stadium. 30-28. 2nd and 2 coming up. So pickup of 8. 2:25 left in the game. Jaguars, all 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. Lawrence just scampered for about a pickup of 8. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock. Jaguars are at their own 40-ish, on their 40-yard line, 41-yard line. Snap is away. Chargers just bringing it forward. Good blocking, throws it, and it's going to be caught by Christian Kirk. Gets the ball actually tackled in bounds. Really? I thought he was out of bounds. James McCoy, how we doing? Thank you very much for joining the stream tonight, man. 1st and 10 Jaguars, but doesn't get out of bounds. But I think if you're the Jaguars, you're at the 50-yard line. They snap it before the 2-minute warning. I think it's going to be throw, catch. Zay Jones gets out of bounds up to the Charger 45, pickup of 5. Minute 56 left, and we are at the 2-minute warning. And at this point now, the Charger defense... You cannot. If I'm the Charger defense, here's what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing if I'm the Charger defense? I am going just all out aggressive here. Maybe not like a zero blitz where you basically blitz everyone except for like a couple of the deep, but I'm sending some crazy pressure here, because if the Jaguars score a touchdown, even if they score a touchdown, if they go for 2, let's say, I mean, a touchdown for the Charger, you kind of have to think, you have to think about almost assuming that the Jaguars are going to score. I would go hyper aggressive. Maybe you force a mistake. You can force a turnover. But that's personally what I would do. Shifty calls each play, keeps the possession ball in check, and keeps up with the chat. Mad props. Thank you very much, DJ. Appreciate you, bud. There's a minute 56 left. We are at the 2-minute warning. Jaguars have 3 timeouts. Chargers only 1. A field goal for the Jaguars, of course. They win the game. Yeah, Brandon Staley is probably going to get fired if they don't win this. But I think you maybe have to consider that. If I'm the Chargers, I basically say I'm going to go hyper aggressive with my defense. Maybe we force a big turnover and we can basically almost ice the game. If they score a touchdown, then you put the ball in the hands of your quarterback, Justin Herbert. And 2nd and 5, Chargers showing blitz. They do bring one. Actually, the Jaguars hand it off to ETN. ETN is actually going to get near a 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and inches at the inside the Charger 41. Zach F with the huge membership bomb. Let's go. Lori T. Jason Mitchell, G Knot. We're going to have 2 more people will get gifted memberships. 3rd and 1. Lawrence throws it incomplete. So now we have 4th and 1 coming up. Make sure that if you tap on Zach F's membership, and then you can opt to get gifted memberships. Zach F. Let's get Zach F on the leaderboard. Let's... 4th and 1 coming up. Trevor Lawrence behind center, and there's going to be a timeout on the field. Yeah, make sure that you select Zach F's message, and then you can opt in for the gifted memberships. Because there's 2 more. You just have to, on your phone or computer, if you just click it, there should be an option where you can accept the gifted memberships. There's a minute 28 left in the game. Minute 28 left, and I think, yeah, you definitely have to go for it here. Doug Pederson, but then Pederson calls the timeout. That's actually huge because that's a huge timeout. They needed to get that ball off beforehand because let's say if you don't pick up the 4th down, then you still have 3 timeouts where you can stop the clock. Oh, sorry. I never updated the quarter. My B. And after you just gave me all that praise for updating it. And they hand the ball to ETN. First down, Jaguars. ETN down to the 20. Inside down to the 15-yard line. Wow. And it's going to be 1st and 10. They went for it, and they have the ball. And the Chargers only have 1 timeout left. There we go, Kathy Stotts. And there's 1 more to go out. 1 more membership to go out. All you got to do is hit Zach F's message, and then you can opt in. Thank you so much, Zach F. You are the man, a huge supporter of the channel, so really appreciate you. We have 78 people in here. 1st and 10 Jaguars at the Charger 15-yard line. And the Chargers only have 1 timeout left. 38 seconds, 37 seconds. They hand the ball to Etienne, who loses yards, loses 4 yards, so it's back to the 20. 30 seconds left, and I think that they're just going to let this wind down. 2nd and long. The timeout paid off. After being 27-0, Kathy, we have G-Not, Jason, and Lori all becoming members right now. There should be 1 more membership to go. Frank Viking, go Vikings, baby, from East LA. I'll be doing the Viking game tomorrow, Frank, so if you're interested, come back tomorrow. The timeout did pay off. There's 3 seconds left. So the Jaguars call timeout. And of course, the Chargers are probably going to call timeout as well. The Chargers will probably call timeout too just before they get a chance to basically try and ice the kicker. Riley Patterson in his 2nd season. He's 1 for 1 in the regular season. He's 1 for 1 on lead-changing field goal attempts in the last 2 minutes of 4th quarter. This is the game, folks. We have 91 people in here. Thank you so much. This is it. There's 3 seconds left. I think the Chargers are about to call timeout. Jaguars lining up for it. It's going to be a 38-yarder. Yep, 38-yarder for 36-yard field goal attempt. I guess there was a bit of forward progress or something. And the Chargers do call timeout, and the referee gets in there and doesn't allow them to kick the field goal. So that's the final timeout. The Chargers just 27-0. The biggest postseason comeback in postseason is the Bills against the Oilers, the Frank Reich game in 92. The Colts also came back against the Chiefs, 28 points in 2013. That was Andrew Luck, I think. This is the game right here. This is the game. Snap is away. Hold is good. Kick is up. It's good. It's good. The game is over. And but there's a flag on the play. There is a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. So we're not, hold on a second. Doug Pederson tends to think that it's against the Chargers, and the Jaguars win the game 31-30. The penalty was against the Chargers. Riley Patterson will never have to buy himself a drink in the city of Jacksonville for the rest of his life. Neither will Trevor Lawrence, but 31-30, Jaguars win. For a second, I thought the kick was maybe partially blocked, but it's good. And the Jaguars, down 27-0, win the game. And man, what a comeback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Chargers just charger. The Chargers charger, and that's about it. And man, wow. Brandon Staley, who knows what's going to happen with his future? That was in by no joke. He made the kick by this much. And the Chargers lose the game. The Jaguars have come back. There's a flag on the play, but it was offsides against the Chargers. I can't believe it. Anyone else notice this game is a microcosm of the Jaguar season? And wow. 4 interceptions in the first half, 3 interceptions in the first quarter, and the Jaguars come back and get the huge win. Holy moly. I know the Chargers tend to do Charger things, and I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. Holy moly. Did Staley make any questionable calls to blow it? I mean, I don't know really if there's... I don't know if he really did do anything that was really on... I mean, but this is just a pattern, It's just an absolute pattern, and it's... Shifty is the best streamer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jags versus Vikings comeback finale. Wow. The Chargers absolutely chargered themselves. They were up 27-0. They had all the momentum. At halftime, it was still 27-7. And basically, the Chargers just had to score 6 points in the second half, and they couldn't do it. Chargers chargered themselves. How much time's on the clock? Well, it's over. The game is over, DJ. Game's over. The quarter, that I put end. Wow. Just... Chargers blow it again, and the Jaguars improbably come back and get the win. And who would have thought that at around 6 o'clock, around 2 hours ago, who would have thought that we'd be looking at this scoreline? How did the Chargers lose with a 27-point lead? Both games, tale of two halves. Absolutely. The Chargers their offense completely sputtered. Joey Bosa had a bunch of really boneheaded plays. Joey Bosa had a bunch of really boneheaded plays where down the stretch he was offside, which would have basically led to a field goal attempt. Instead, it gave him a 3rd and 2, and they scored a touchdown. Joey Bosa, just really not a great game for him. Unbelievable. What a game. Trent Baalke, GM for Jags. Yeah, Jeffrey, Trent Baalke is the Jaguars general manager. And huge win for the Jags after improbably coming back. The 3rd largest comeback in postseason history. And I can't get over it. What a huge win. Jaguars versus Vikings. Wow, Bosa I mean, he didn't necessarily cost them the game, but he wasn't that far from it either, Wasn't far from it either. That's a Charger bummer, man. That's a bummer, man. That's a bummer, bruh. That is a bummer. That is a bummer. Staley will be walking back to LA to clean out his office. Carnage for Justin. Chargers are the biggest effing joke ever. He's 100% done with them. They need to sell the effing team. The Chargers just find new and creative ways to lose games. I would be feeling the exact same way as you, man, if my team just continuously loses games in just this kind of fashion. It's just, I don't know. I think just crazy, man. Just absolutely crazy. The Chargers basically had this game locked up. The Jaguars couldn't do a damn thing offensively. They couldn't do a damn thing defensively. And for this to happen is just so improbable. Trevor Lawrence, and let's give the Jaguars credit for them to come back. He threw 3 interceptions in the first quarter, 4 interceptions in the first half, comes back, and they win the freaking game. Chargers don't need a new quarterback. They just need a new franchise. I don't know, but that's a bummer. That is a bummer. If you're JD says Jaguars and Vikings not happening. Yeah, very slim to no chance of that happening. How do you blow it? And he's +5 in turnover. Man, just basically everything that the Chargers could have done wrong in the second half. And it was nothing like they didn't have any there was no special teams return for a touchdown, pick 6. None of that kind of stuff. It was just the Jaguars and you're never out of a game, but the Jaguars just played really tough. 60 minutes, man. 60 minutes. Over and over again. Yeah, Lazard Productions. I can't believe they blew it. I just can't believe they freaking blew it. But, yeah, I can't get over it, man. Just crazy. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping for a close game. I think that for this game, I was kind of hoping to see maybe the Jaguars win, but I think that the Chargers would have had a better chance to knock off the Chiefs later. But yeah, we'll see. We shall freaking see what happens in the next round of the playoffs. But holy moly. What a wild game. What a wild game. We're up to 2,117 subscribers. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers tonight. Appreciate you very much for what a wild game. So this season, guys, we streamed the Colts and Vikings game. We've streamed the biggest comeback in NFL history. We've just now streamed the 3rd biggest postseason comeback in NFL history. The 3rd biggest postseason comeback. And you never know, guys. You just never know. It's a 60-minute game, and the Chargers, of course, unfortunately, have learned that the hardest way. Many Charger fans going to abandon ship after this debacle. Yeah, I don't know. Just I just find that so hard to believe. And the Jaguars, just the difference between the first half and the second half, and maybe look. And we talked about this earlier. Yeah, Herbert kind of looked a bit pedestrian in the second half. The Jaguars just made the plays when they needed to, and at the end of the day, the Jaguars defense, as bad as they played in the first half, and a lot of those times they were put in really bad situations, but when you look at it, they only gave up 3 points in the entire second half. So many DJ Montana, Rice, Mahomes, Brady, Gronk, you got it. Yeah, oof. Oh my God. So, well, anyways, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone tonight who hung out on the stream, both streams, of course, today. I've been streaming about 7 hours today. But I'm going to peace out of here, guys. I'm going to post in the next hour and a half or so, I'll start putting up the streams for tomorrow's games. We're going to be doing Vikings and the Giants, and then we're going to do Bengals-Ravens tomorrow. Congratulations to Chris Leclerc says, congratulations to the Chargers. A 27-point lead, the 3rd biggest lead in NFL history, in postseason history. The Chargers just gave it up, and you have to play full 60 minutes, and down the stretch, not good enough, obviously, for the Chargers, and credit to the Jaguars for handing in there. Chargers fans at least are not Jets fans. Yeah, that's true. But I'll be back here tomorrow, guys. I will be going live. Kathy, thank you so much. Love the 49ers and big fans. Of course, man. Yeah, thank you so much, Kathy. And great to see you get the membership. And so tomorrow, Pacific time around 1:15, I'll be going live for the Vikings and the Giants. Of course, if the Vikings win, we will play the Vikings. If the Giants win, we will play the winner of Tampa Bay and Cowboys. So thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. Really appreciate all the support today. A huge shout out to all the contributions. Of course, and this stream, Zach F., the big membership bomb. Really appreciate that, Zach. You are the man. And then all the super chats throughout the day, all the likes, all the views, all the new subscribers. Thank you very much, guys. You guys rule. I'm going to peace on out of here. We're going to be doing it all again tomorrow. Of course, we won't be seeing the 49ers until next weekend. But thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. Before you head out, do drop a quick like on the stream, and we're up to 2,119 subscribers. So thank you for the last minute subscribers. We will see you tomorrow, 1:15 Pacific time. I'll be going live, and sweep Father Born and parents, San Francisco. There we go. Jaguars and 49ers won it. Bang bang Niner gang. I'll be peacing out of here, guys. No shot tonight. Possibly maybe tomorrow we'll be doing something. But not tonight, DJ. Just going to be heading on out. And I am a little bit exhausted after this. But I've had so much fun. And we're going to be doing it all again tomorrow. We got some great games coming up tomorrow. And before I head out, guys, I'm going to say two things. The butt counts. Catch you guys on the flip side. Or butt counts. Catch you guys on the flip side. It's been a long day. But thank you very much, guys, for hanging out. Appreciate all of you. We'll see you tomorrow. And, yeah, rock and roll.